It is September in Durham, New Hampshire, and that means UNH football is back at Wildcat Stadium. The students, the local community filing in as the Wildcats kick off their home slate in 2024 against the Stonehill Skyhawks of the Northeast Conference. And we thank you for joining us here at Wildcat Stadium alongside former UNH running back Evan Gray. I'm Joe Weil. The Wildcats come into today's action 1-1 overall in the year. Meanwhile, Stonehill, they're 0-1 after falling to Stony Brook. But it's the home opener here at Wildcat Stadium. Evan, you were a part of 4 of these as a player. How exciting is this time?
Yes, I was. It's just a great time to be in Durham. This is the best time to set the tone in the middle of the season. Cats are just coming off a big win in Holy Cross, so just hoping to keep the momentum going.
And they're hoping to keep that momentum going against another New England team. They just beat Holy Cross 21-20. Let's take a look at the players to watch, and we'll start on the Skyhawk side. Asher Karaha, he's 7th in Stonehill history in passing yards. He's a pretty dynamic player out there on the field. Man,
he's a really good player. He's led the NEC in completions and attempts last year. Just came off a game of having over 300 yards in total. He's a really dynamic player. The Skyhawks are really looking forward to him to set the tone.
As for the Wildcats, they were led offensively by their running back, Isaac Seed, taking over that Dylan Lauby star spot at the running back position. He was awesome last Saturday.
I'm like a proud big brother right now. He is killing it right now. 161 yards with 18 attempts. He co-offensive player of the week, hurdling over people. Guy's electric right now. He needs to keep the momentum going for the rest of the season.
And we'll take a look at the head coaches on both sides. It is Eli Gardner for Stonehill, and he has helped transition this program from Division II to Division I. One game above 500 overall at 36 and 35. And on the other side, of course, it is Rick Santos in his 3rd season at the helm. A UNH Athletics Hall of Famer, had a fantastic playing career. Now in his 3rd season, and Evan, he's hungry too to get this program back to where they were his 1st season, because last year they finished 6-5 and out of postseason play.
Yeah, last year was a little bit just kind of a disappointment. There was a lot of good things that happened, but the whole goal is to make it to the playoffs, win the CAA. Not too long ago, they came back from a tough season and won the CAA off of beating Maine, so he's looking forward to keep that momentum again.
So as always, it's Caleb Mead back to return, and it will be the Skyhawks to kick it away. And we are, faked him out a little bit.
Trying to trick us.
And it's Danny Hurley to kick it away here for the Skyhawks. First home game here of 2024 here at Wildcat Stadium. Wildcats 17-2 in their last 19 home openers. Mead back to return. He has 1 kick return touchdown in his career. That came against Villanova last year. And a nice return across the 40, and he's pushed out of bounds right around the 43-yard line. So a nice start for the Wildcats. They get their field position in a good position. And now Seth Morgan comes in for his first home game as a member of the Wildcats.
Yep, Seth's new kid in town. Just 2 games with UNH so far. And honestly, 2 really big games. Coming from a kid that came from Division II, going into UCF, a sold-out crowd, and then a close game at Holy Cross. So just to continue to see him develop and show out for the Cats.
He threw for 2 touchdowns in last Saturday's game against Holy Cross. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception as part of a 21-20 victory. Handoff to Seed. Works his way toward the far side. He picks up a couple. As we hit on the open, Isaac Seed coming off a fantastic performance in Worcester. 18 rushes, 161 yards, and he scored the go-ahead touchdown in the 4th quarter to give the Wildcats the lead.
I'm telling you, Joe, if he can do that every single game or have that impact of running the ball like you just see now and just moving the chains, the Wildcats are going to be very dynamic on this side of the ball.
And he picks up the first down, so 2 gives to Seed, and the Wildcats are able to move the chains. When we talked to Coach Santos before today's game, he talked about how he is pound for pound one of the strongest players in UNH history. What did Coach Santos mean by that?
Oh, for you, just to clarify, pound for pound, Isaac Seed is about 205, 206 pounds. He can squat over 600 pounds. He can bench press over 400 pounds. He is one of the most explosive, powerful guys in this program's history, and now you kind of get to see him kind of show it now on the field, which is really exciting to see. put in perspective, I could never do that when I was playing.
So a penalty here against Stonehill, so it's 1st and 5 for UNH. Morgan fakes the handoff, good block by Seed. Now Morgan rolls out to his left and races out of bounds, but another first down for the Wildcats.
Interesting to kind of see the set. He's a really athletic kid, just breaking out of there like that. Isaac Seed with a great cut block, though, by the way.
So doing it all so far. We talked about Seth Morgan a bit, but this is a guy that played 4 years at VMI. Then he transferred to Shepherd University, a Division II school. Had a great season last year at Shepherd. He completed 239 of 264 passes, 24 touchdowns. He was intercepted 11 times, but 13th in D2 passing yards last year as he takes it again, a quarterback keeper. And another nice gain on first down. That continues to be a theme here on the opening drive.
As you can see, the whole plan of the game is just keep moving the chains. Seth, back to what you just said, kind of new, back again from Division II, has a lot to prove. He's filling in some big shoes, as in Max Brosmer. So as long as he keeps this ball rolling, the running back does a great job, keep moving the chains. He's going to be really dynamic this year.
Yeah, and some big shoes to fill, both at the quarterback position and at the running back position. Max Brosmer transferred to the University of Minnesota. Morgan fakes the handoff, fires it off. Far side, Ramshaw is able to race for a first down before he gets taken down. That's only the second reception of the season for Colby Ramshaw, a guy that Coach Santos is very high on, and he picks up a first down.
Definitely a key to the game is just to see if Seth can keep utilizing some of these guys. Back to what you just said, Colby hasn't had too many touches yet, but he's a dynamic player. So's Logan, Caleb Burke. These guys are legit. They're some dogs. It's good just to see them making plays like this.
And another quick hitter, this one to Logan Tomlinson, who's coming off a 2-touchdown performance against Holy Cross.
Don't let the hair fool you. That's a bad dude right there. That's some nice hair, but he's a great wide receiver. Makes a lot of good plays. Key component for Seth.
Yeah, last year, CAA third-team offensive member. He had a really nice season for the Wildcats, 7 touchdowns. And that catch for him is 15th already. So it's a 9-yard completion to Ramshaw, and now the Wildcats set up on the 15-yard line of the Skyhawks. They're off and moving, hand off to Seed, and he has stopped, picked up a couple.
UNH is doing such a great job just moving the ball, making plays, taking what the defense gives them. As of now, Stonehill has no answer for this run game right now. They're doing a great job moving the ball right now.
And so it's a 3rd and 1, a pickup of 2 there.
Got to think down distance. This is probably a run up the middle. If not, 4th and short. I'm sure they'll go for it.
Offensive line has helped up pretty well for the Wildcats. It's Seed in the backfield, 2 receivers split out left. Morgan gives it to Seed, and he tries to rumble forward. And we'll see if he ends up picking up the first down. It looks like he just barely did. So another first down here for the Wildcats. They have been off and moving on this drive after it started at the 47 of UNH.
Yeah, as of now, it says on 3rd down conversions, UNH is about 13.6%. A little of that is skewed against UCF. But right now, they're doing a great job getting these first downs. Very close in the red zone. Let's see what they do.
Fade ball to the corner. This one's caught. Touchdown, Wildcats. Joey Corcoran hauls it in.
What a play right there. Joey's another kid that you just want to see make some plays, get stuff done. Seth's doing a great job utilizing all his weapons on this offense right now.
5th touchdown of the career of Corcoran, and Seth Morgan on his first drive at home as a member of the Wildcats is able to lead his team to a touchdown. He'll try to add on the extra point.
We were just talking about Corcoran trying to make some plays, didn't we?
And Nick Mazie now 4 for 4 on extra point attempts this year. What a start for the Wildcats, a touchdown drive, and they're up 7-0 against the Stonehill Skyhawks here at Wildcat Stadium. And when we talked to Coach Santos about Seth Morgan, he's got that first game against UCF, a team that had brought in so much new talent, now part of the Big 12, and they end up getting beaten by a significant margin in that game, 57-3. And then in that first drive against Holy Cross. He marches UNH down the field, throws an interception, and you think about his perspective. He's a new part of this program. He could have had his head in a million different directions, but Coach Santos raved about his ability to stay in that game and then bounce back.
Yeah, Santos kept mentioning how mentally tough this kid is, and honestly, it shows it. Throughout time, he's handling adversity really well, whether it be like last game throwing a pick and just willing to adapt to get stuff done. Honestly, he's a really good leader so far for this team.
So the Wildcats march 53 yards down the field. They have a 7-0 lead in front of the home fans here at Wildcat Stadium. UNH is only playing 5 home games this year, so Coach Santos has talked about the importance of winning these games. Maisie kicks it away. Back to return is Kyrie Drake, who brings it across the 30. And now the Skyhawks will take over offensively for the first time tonight.
There goes Jim, the dungeon dog. But yep, now it's time for defense to set the tone. Definitely want people to look out for Wande, Flex, all guys that can make plays happen at any moment.
There's Jem, who's such a beloved staple here at Wildcat Stadium. That's putting a smile on your face as big as I've seen it all day long.
You can't beat that, man. I just love that. I always wanted a dog like that.
So the Skyhawks take over. They just fell in their first game 37-10 against Stony Brook. And the give up the middle. Good pickup there by Xavion Woodard. He gets about 8. And so the Skyhawks look to respond in a nice start. The give to the junior from Baltimore, Maryland.
Carajo led the team in rushing last game, but this running back definitely means some business. He's a downhill runner.
It's Drill Washington in the backfield. End around to Drake, and it looks like he's able to pick up the first down.
Caleb Mee was right there trying to make the tackle and pushed him out of bounds. Did a really good job out there.
Actually, it looks like he's just short on it as well. They're going to say 3rd down. And we bring up the Stony Brook aspect of it right now because Stony Brook was actually picked last in the CAA preseason poll, 16th out of 16 teams. UNH was picked 7th in that poll. But Coach Santos talked about the importance of not letting it be a letdown game. Handoff up the middle, and how about the defensive line? Great stuff there, and that sets up 4th down.
Brandon Perkins right there on the tackle with Wande and a few other cats. Really explosive play. Down in distance, they knew it was going to be a run and stopped it right there. Now let's see how Stonehill responds.
That's the 13th tackle now for the season for Brandon Perkins. So it's 4th and 1, and Stony Brook, or Stonehill rather, they leave the offense out of the field.
Smart timeout.
So a timeout taken, 9:06 left here in the first quarter. So the Wildcats last year here at home, they went 3-2. They went 4-4 in CAA action, and that came off of a season in which Coach Santos, he was named CAA Coach of the Year in 2022. They were co-champions of the CAA as well. And so they're hungry to get back to where they were 2 years ago. So many different faces, though, both on offense and defense. Still a lot of returners at the same time. And I know one thing that Coach Santos has talked about is the experience that's still on the roster and how that can guide them even if you don't have this star power of Max Brosmer or Dylan Lauby.
You still have guys that have been battle tested and have experience to make good plays, especially like on both sides of the ball. Caleb Mead, Noah Stansberry, Zidane Williams, all guys who've been in the program for a good while and have that experience, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I think they can still have the ability to make playoffs, even try to be a CAA contention. So
UNH taking the timeout. They set up the defense and a charge up the middle, and the Skyhawks did pick up the first down. Nice run there in a lot of traffic by Woodard, and that moves the chains.
I tell you what, man, that's a gutsy play right there. That could have ended, and UNH would have been in great field coverage, but he was confident that they can get that down in distance, move the chains, and that's a really good play right there.
Asher Karaha at the controls. He's looking to throw. Fires it over the middle. He's got a man open. It's caught. It's Drake down the far sideline, and a big gain for the Skyhawks.
Drake saw the coverage in the zone, made a great play. Karaha really let loose on that ball right there. Really good job moving the chains. Yep, now red zone, see how they respond right now.
Yeah, huge gain there. That was 36 yards on the pass, and now the Skyhawks have it on UNH's 25-yard line. And now it looks like Stonehill is going to call a timeout. Actually, we have an injured player on the field. So 8:31 left here in the first quarter here at Wildcat Stadium. This is a nice response from Stonehill after UNH just marched down the field.
Right now, the momentum is pretty even. Converted on a 4th down. I believe they're 100% in 4th downs right now this season. Doing a great job, but as you can see, Josiah Silver coming out on the play.
And that's obviously not a good sign for the Wildcats. He played through pain in that game against Holy Cross, and now being taken out.
Yeah, you hate to see something like that. We still got a whole lot of season left, but hopefully it's nothing too serious.
This is a guy that has already put together a remarkable career here at UNH. All CAA first team member in 2021 and 2022. Last year he made the second team. One of the captains on this club as well.
You want to talk about a kid who's made an impact the moment he got here. Just truly good leader here.
Here's the handoff and a nice run once again. This is Drake up the middle. Beg your pardon, that's Jarrell Washington. So the ground game is working well here for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, both sides of the ball seem to be really running the ball well. Wande Owens has made that tackle, but he'll run up the hill.
Washington again. This time he only picks up a yard, so it's going to be 2nd and 9.
One thing you have to notice too, the pace that they're playing with right now is really impressive. They have seemed to go kind of all gas, no brakes, really trying to make this defense really think about what's going on and tire them out. They've been moving up the ball, no problem so far.
Well, this is a program that year by year in Division I has done a lot better. Here's Karaha. He races up the middle and he lost the football. Who jumped on it? And it's Stonehill who's able to maintain possession of the ball. Boy, that could have been an absolute nightmare. But credit to their offensive line to at least allow them to maintain possession. Will Conway, the left tackle, he was the one that ultimately pounced on it.
Yeah, I mean, lucked out, but that could have been a huge play for UNH, especially this close to the end zone.
The give to Woodard, up the middle, he's in, touchdown Stonehill. So a nice answer by the Skyhawks, and they're an extra point away from tying it up.
You definitely can tell this is about to be a running back style kind of play. Like, these teams are going right at it and showing that they can run the ball on both sides. Definitely got to see how UNH responds after this.
So an excellent drive by Stonehill, and now we'll see if they can ultimately tie it up here on the extra point. It'll be Danny Hurley to kick. And the kick is blocked. And it's batted away. So the Wildcats ultimately stop Stonehill from adding on some extra points after the touchdown, and it's still a 7-6 game.
One thing UNH has always been good in these past couple of years is special teams. Always making plays like that. Now, touchdown ended up with the Cats scoring, and now our Cats holding it off, and we're still in the lead.
UNH leads 7-6 against Stonehill. Back with more first quarter action right after this at Wildcat Stadium. Well, Stonehill on their first possession was able to march down the field. They go 9 plays, 70 yards for a touchdown, but they don't add on the extra point because of a block on the special teams.
Special teams is definitely going to be a key component for this game. As you can see, now just like that, UNH is still in the lead. Can't see who made the block, though.
I think it was Neil Politano who got his right hand on it, but then you could see that Stonehill was trying to make something happen with the play.
That kicker is resilient for trying even anything like that, and that's the spot like that.
So it remains a 7-6 game. One of the big plays on that drive was a 36-yard connection, 34-yard connection to Drake. So it was connection from Asher Karaha to Kyrie Drake. That really set them up and got them in Wildcats territory.
Asher Karaha is going to make some good plays. Again, he's one person that the Stonehill Skyhawks, they rely on to make plays like that. He's doing a really good job so far.
So both teams score on their first drives. The Wildcats went 9 plays, 58 yards on their first possession. And it was Jory Corcoran who ultimately hauled in a touchdown reception. Caleb Mead back to return again for the Wildcats. Danny Hurley to kick it away. Mead catches it at the 7 and brings it out. And he gets brought down right around the 26 of the Wildcats, and their offense will take over again. You look back at that first possession for UNH, they spread the ball around very well. It was Corcoran who came down with the 11-yard touchdown grab. But one pass to Colby Ramshaw, Logan Tomlinson got in on the fun as well. So Seth Morgan doing a nice job spreading it around.
I think that's the whole point of the game plan, just to get more people involved. Now that you have Caleb Burke back from injury, you have Joey making plays. That's the whole key component for this offense, just to keep mixing it up like this.
Caleb Burke in motion, and the give to Seed. Seed is able to stiff arm a tackler, and he gets brought down around the 32. There is a flag on the play.
Wondering what it was. That was a great run by Isaac, but
so it's Joey Corcoran who gets called for holding.
one thing that kills offense, a drive and momentum, penalties. Joey tried to do his best blocking, but that penalty will cost him now on this first down.
So wipes out the nice first down run from Isaac Seed. 3 receivers split out to the left, 2 to the right. Nobody in the backfield with Morgan. Ready to fire, surveys the pocket, rumbles to his right, and floats it, and it's incomplete.
Just missed it on that. Try to make something out of nothing. Good job just trying to get the ball out there. Just came short on that.
He was looking for Logan Perez, and it looked like it went right through Perez's hands. It was actually a pretty good pass, and maybe a little high.
Just missed it a little high, but definitely a catchable ball right there on Perez.
First incompletion for Seth Morgan. Going to have a lot of firsts here at home. First incompletion at Wildcat Stadium, making his first start in front of the home fans. Looking to throw again, and he finds Ramshaw. Ramshaw catches it at the 25 and picks up a couple more yards. So a nice pickup on second down, sets up third and manageable here for the Wildcats.
You set the tone nicely. Colby did a great job getting open right there. Now we just have a third and long still, but now you have some breathing room now that you're getting closer. Key to this game is just going to be moving the chains and trying to get these first downs. Penalties are just a killer like that.
So they pick up 8 on that pass to Ramshaw, who now has 2 receptions tonight. 2 receivers split out on each side. Ramshaw in motion. Morgan over the middle, and it's caught by Corcoran. Brought down by Jordan Irvine, one of the captains of this Skyhawks team, but another first down for the Wildcats.
It's crazy, Joe. We were literally just talking about Joey, and hopefully he can make some plays. He's doing a great job right now. Big X play. Really good job catching it through contact. Really good job by the Cats so far on this.
So yet another first down for UNH. They continue to move the ball tonight. They did on their first possession, now do so here on their second possession. A 16-yard connection. Flea flicker. It comes back to Morgan. He airs it out. Wide open Corcoran. Ooh. He's got it at the 15.
No way.
And he goes all the way in. Touchdown Wildcats.
Oh, big statement play right there off the flea flicker. Seth did such a good job catching the ball after that little scuffle, but what a play by the Cats right now. That is how you start a home opener, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
The give back to Morgan was a little bit to his right, but he was able to bat it in the air with his right hand, control himself, and he fired it open to a wide open Corcoran, who has his second touchdown reception of the night, all coming here in the first quarter.
You want to talk about making a statement right there? Stonehill did a good job responding to our touchdown, but with those plays, UNH means business right now.
Extra point is good. The sword is out. So is the cloak. Kings of the North, as the Wildcats call it. And a flea flicker puts them up by 8. 4:53 left to go here in the first quarter of the Wildcats' home opener. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for UNH.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
To 6 here in the first quarter, and we've already seen some fireworks, Evan, from both offenses, but that last play, the most extraordinary of the night.
Oh my gosh, what a good play. UNH usually prides themselves with their trick plays, so I'm glad to see Santos is still keeping that tradition alive. Now let's see how this Stonehill team responds after a play like that.
Well, they get some nice field position as this one was kicked out of bounds by Nick Mazie. A 56-yard flea flicker for the Wildcats. And there is Jem, the Dungeon Dog again. The fans fired up seeing Jem back out on the field. That's one of the beauties of being back here playing football at Wildcat Stadium. So with the penalty, Stonehill will start at their own 35-yard line. Karaha in trouble, and he's brought down in the backfield, and it's Flex Ruiz who gets to him.
It's crazy how strong and fast Flex Ruiz really is. Such a good player. Beat the offensive tackle on that play and got to the quarterback. Really explosive guy.
And for those wondering, why is his name Flex Ruiz? His real name is Dylan, but Flex is a childhood name because he was always strong, and his family told him to flex often. And a run up the middle, nothing really going there for the Skyhawks. So it'll be 3rd and long here on their second drive.
Seems like what's really going to determine this game is just who can complete on these 3rd downs. Each team has just been putting down on these 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9. Really got to see how Stonehill responds like this.
And they did so on their first drive. They went 9 plays, 70 yards, and it was a 2-yard touchdown run by Xavion Woodard that got them within 1 before the Wildcats were able to respond. And that flea flicker touchdown and extra point. So it's 3rd and 8 on their own 37. Karaha airs it out, and it's broken up. Well defended there by the Wildcats.
Noah Stansberry right there making an awesome play. Avoided the pass interference. Really good job to convert on 4th down.
The Orange, New Jersey native, a senior now on this Wildcats team. Yeah, nice play there defensively, and we have our first 3 and out of the night.
One thing this UNH defense has is the experience, whether that be Noah Stansberry, Caleb Mead, Zidane, all guys who have been here since 2019. That's really impressive to see with COVID and redshirting and whatnot.
So it's booted away. First punt by Nick Tanzola. And it's Caleb Burke who takes it out across the 25 and brought down right at the 26-yard line of the Wildcats. So 3:27 left to go here in the first quarter. A lot of offense already here in Durham, New Hampshire. Wildcats up by 8 over the Skyhawks. Back right after this.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
We're the team behind your team and your school. We're also the team our customers rely on. Wherever things are getting done, powered up, and made better with Caterpillar equipment in the Northeast, you'll find Milton Cat, the team prepared for every challenge. Milton Cat, always ready.
Coach Santos has to love what he is seeing so far from his club, on top 14-6. And Evan, more times than not, as you know as an alum, this team takes care of business in its home openers.
I think that's just what the core foundation of this program is. And I think that just goes back from Coach Mack. Home opener or just playing at home is so important to this team. We don't care who we play against. We always have to make a statement at this home.
Yeah, looking to go to 18-2 now over its last 20 home openers. Of course, plenty of game left for the Skyhawks, but UNH takes over now in its third possession. They're 2 for 2 in terms of scoring touchdowns. The last possession that they had, they ended with a 56-yard flea flicker. They give to Seed. He makes a cut back toward the middle, and he's brought down well in the backfield. This is a big loss here for the Wildcats on first down.
Tough loss right there. Isaac Seed, he's definitely a north and south runner with a little bit of wiggle room, but you'd like to see him just kind of cut up the field on that one.
So how about the day for Joey Corcoran, by the way? He had a touchdown reception on the first drive, an 11-yard haul in on a fade route. He's got 3 receptions now tonight for 83 yards, and he also has a pair of touchdowns.
Really impressive, and it's only the first quarter too, so hopefully you can keep that up.
Came into the night with 6 catches, 44 yards. 2 receivers split out on each side, 2nd and 15. Morgan surveys the field, ends up dumping it off to Seed, and the Wildcats pick up a couple, but it's going to be 3rd and long.
I'll tell you what, man, we've been saying Isaac Seed's name all day. On top of being able to run the ball, he does a great job catching it too. He does a really good job in open field. I wouldn't want to try to tackle him, to be very honest with you.
Especially after Coach Santos saying pound for pound, he's one of the strongest guys in UNH history. But you think about what it's like from his perspective. He's taking over a spot that a guy in Dylan Lauby executed so well and so well to the point that now he's in the NFL with the Raiders.
You can't beat anything like that. Definitely some big shoes to fill. Isaac is a kid who definitely struggled with injury and then having a big name like that in your running back room. So it's good to see him making a difference now.
Pass broken up, so it's going to be a 3 and out here for the Wildcats on their 3rd possession. That was Tyler Bannon, the linebacker, who ended up breaking up that pass.
That's a tough one right there. Almost an interception. It went right through his fingertips. So in a way, it's just a good thing UNH is able to punt this ball away.
Bannon, one of many Massachusetts natives on this Skyhawks team. He's from North Attleboro, and he's a junior coming into this year with the Skyhawks. So So it'll be Sean Lehane, whose teammates call Legatron, who will punt it away. What do you think of that nickname?
I mean, it's not bad for a kicker, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, Joe, it's pretty interesting to see a group of teams just playing from New England like this. UNH has, what, like 4 New England games to play this season?
They have 4 consecutive New England games that they're going to be playing. So it's one part of the quirk of their schedule. And one of the more interesting things about the 4 consecutive games that they're playing against New England teams is that their first conference game is actually against a new team, the only new team in the CAA that goes from 15 teams to 16 teams in Bryant. So that'll be a newcomer in terms of the surroundings and, of course, the type of meaning of that game specifically, because you know Coach Santos wants to go for that CAA title again.
100%. And it's always good to see a New England team coming to the CAA, but definitely just a statement just to show who the king of the Norths are, really, just to see how many New England teams UNH is playing now.
So it's Lehane who punts it away, and the ball's going to die right around the 44-yard line. So the Skyhawks will take over. They're going to say the 45 on their side of the field. So both teams trade off 3 and outs. What do you think the Skyhawks did well on that last drive that the Wildcats had?
You know, I really think just being able to just run the ball and be dynamic, keep this defense guessing is really what helped them the most, especially running the ball. I know Carrara made that really good play up the field, but it's really just to kind of just keep getting these teams in open spaces and making plays, really.
Man in motion, it's Jazir Francois. And a give up the middle. Once again, no gain. One thing the Skyhawks have had trouble doing since that first drive is running the football.
Yeah, they really have done so far a good job running the ball, but it seems like UNH is starting to have an answer for this run scheme for the Skyhawks.
So no gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10. 2 receivers split out to the left side. 4-man rush for the Wildcats. Karahai rolls out to his left, and a nice completion to Francois on the near sideline. So a nice gain on 2nd down, but it's going to set up 3rd and short. They didn't get quite enough to move the chains.
Good sprint out right there and good catch by Francois. Really good job at least making it 3rd and short. Now it's a little bit doable. Now we get to see whether it be a RPO play, whether that be a run pass option, or hopefully then they'll take a shot at the field again. We'll see.
Raha now 3 for 4 in pass attempts. Handoff up the middle, and once again the defensive line comes up big.
Now I believe that is Wande Owens again on that play. Another great pickup from Yale by UNH. This kid is all over the place. He is so athletic and good when it comes to making tackles and making plays. Look at him on the tackle right there. Literally can cover, can tackle, athletic, just do it all on that side of the ball.
So it sets up 4th and 3, and it's not a surprise to see Stonehill go for it right now. At least they've made it across the 50-yard line. Handoff up the middle, and they picked up the 1st down. Nice run right up the gut.
I'll tell you what.
Xavion Woodard who's able to pick up that 1st down.
They're doing a really good job making it known that they'll get that short down distance right now. Really good job by Stonehill right now, convert on these 4th down conversions.
So we've played 1 quarter in 2024 here at Wildcat Stadium. A lot of offense to start this one up. The fans, the cheerleaders, everybody fired up to be back here in Durham, New Hampshire playing football. And 2 touchdown passes to Joey Corcoran has the Wildcats up by 8. We go to the 2nd quarter next here on Flow Sports, Wildcats and Skyhawks. Second all-time meeting between UNH and Stonehill. Last time was last year on September 2nd, and it was a rout for the Wildcats. They ended up defeating the Skyhawks 51-17. UNH rushed out to a 27-0 lead in the first quarter, and we remember those two names fondly. Max Brosmer and Dylan Lauby both had fantastic performance against Stonehill.
Who can't forget those names? Two guys who were last year some of the best in FCS football. So definitely you miss having them around, but it's still good to see Seth and Isaac Seed making plays right now.
Xavion Woodard a carry of 1, so it's going to be second down. Ball on the 45-yard line of the Wildcats. This is the 4th possession now for Stonehill.
I tell you what, man, just what a game that we're about to see. Just both offenses seem to just be moving the ball really well. Defenses have to step up right now.
7 first downs for the Wildcats in that first quarter. Stonehill had 5. Receivers split out on each side. It's Woodard again in the backfield. The fake to him. Karaha rolls out to his right and just dumps it off. And a short gain on a short completion, and that sets up 3rd down.
That was Ryan Toscano on the tackle right there. Another senior who's just proved himself time and time again throughout his time here at UNH.
And on the reception, it was Jason Ware, a transfer from UMass.
Yeah, look at the play right there. Just easy tackle. Good job stopping him. Now we got, what, 3rd and 4?
3rd and 4 on the 39-yard line of the Wildcats. 2 receivers out on the left side, 1 to the right. Once again, it's Woodard in the backfield alongside Asher Karaha. And he fires it left side, and Francois did not turn around, and it almost turned into an interception. It went right through the hands of one of the cornerbacks for the Wildcats.
Oh, such a close play.
That was Skinner whose hands it went through.
Oh, you hate to see that. What a play. It was so close to getting that turnover.
Yeah, Zeron Skinner, he just couldn't quite corral that pass from Karaha. So it's going to be a punt now for the Skyhawks.
Hate to see it, but at least the ball's going back to UNH.
Nick Tanzola set to boot it away. Burke ends up waving it away and gets out of the way. This is just a nice job by the Skyhawks special team. It gets down at UNH's 1-yard line.
What a good job by this kicker right now. Now let's see how UNH responds being that close to their end zone.
So the Wildcats will take it over again, this time at the 1-yard line. So the Wildcats defense, to their credit, has responded after that first drive of the Skyhawks where they were able to march it down for a touchdown.
I think they're doing a really good job just responding to this and, just making plays and preventing anybody from scoring. We were talking about how great these offenses are going, but right now defensively, both teams are doing a really good job kind of containing right now.
And just to correct myself, that was the 3rd drive for Stonehill. This is now the 4th for the Wildcats. Yeah, we have a flag on the play, and it's going to go against the Skyhawks. So this will allow UNH to breathe a little bit.
Great job by the play calling right there, trying to get the defensive side of the ball to jump. Great job by the center, at least touching the defender too to encourage that encroachment. Really good offensive play right there. Back to what you said, Joe. Now they have some breathing room.
Seth Morgan had to win the starting job for the Wildcats. That was one of the things that Coach Santos said to him when he was interested in coming to the Wildcats. Hey, you have to earn this position. And he did in the offseason. Here's Seed, who's earned that starting role from the running back position. We do have a flag on the play. Came right at the end of the play. Nigel Henderson on the tackle, but there was a flag. So the Wildcats will be backed up again. It's a holding penalty on the sophomore tight end, Colby Ramshaw.
Yeah, Joe, you hate to see stuff like that. You're in a terrible situation already being this close to your end zone, and a hold call just makes it even worse. Definitely got to figure out how they can respond after something like this. But penalties are usually a killer. It's even worse when you're this close to your own end zone.
So the Wildcats now are on their 5-yard line. Still better than the 1. Handoff to Seed. He cuts to his left, evades a tackler across the 10 and gets taken out of bounds right at the 19-yard line. So Isaac Seed steps up again, and the Wildcats have yet another first down, their 8th of the game.
I tell you what, man, whenever they need a play or some kind of momentum, Isaac has been there to produce. Really good job just kind of making people miss. Nobody seems to be able to tackle them by themselves. Really good job by Isaac right now.
A 14-yard pickup for Seed. Another handoff, and this time a short gain for Seed.
So we got an injury.
Yeah, player down now for Stonehill. And that's Van Friday, one of the captains, a senior from Suffolk, New York. Somebody that they were hoping to rely upon for this season, a defensive tackle, the starting defensive tackle, as we take a look at the last play. And it's his left knee. Does he get tied up there?
I'll tell you what, Joe, you hate to see stuff like that. You just have to pray it's nothing serious. Hopefully he's able to get up soon.
You can see the training staff tending to that left knee right now. So the clock stops with 12:42 left to go here in the first half. Now, one thing that we're coming up on, it's still a ways away, but for the first time in a football game at Wildcat Stadium, we will have the 2-minute timeout.
Oh, yeah, you're right, aren't we? That's another rule that I'm still trying to get used to, and I'm fighting the urge to say 2-minute warning like we kept talking about. Definitely an interesting component. We were just talking to Santos about it, like offensive mind. You usually like to hear kind of stuff like that. You can kind of manage your time better. But what do you think?
I like that they've implemented it. I do love it in the NFL that they have that same type of rule. I'm not quite sold on the new kickoff rules in the NFL. So for college football to keep what they have right now, I'm a fan of that. But I can be swayed. I can be easily swayed, let's just say.
I can be swayed too, but as of now, I do like what you said. I do like that we still have that kickoff. The jury's still out on how NFL does it, but just having that timeout and that time to kind of strategize what you want to do is really important, especially if you're an offensive mind. And
now the Wildcats are huddled up. Again, it was Van Friday, the starting defensive tackle for the Skyhawks, that has just gone down with an injury on that last play. It was an Isaac Seed carry for 3 yards. So that's why the clock is stopped with 12:42 left here in the first half. The Wildcats will be kicking off their conference slate next weekend against Bryant. One of the new teams within the CAA. In regards to the CAA preseason poll, UNH was picked 7th. It was Villanova who got 9 first-place votes. Right after that, Richmond with 1, but they had a total amount of points ahead of UAlbany, who had 3 first-place votes. Delaware also got in on the fun of the first-place votes with 3. You see UNH in the middle of the pack as now Van Friday is being helped off the field. Gets a nice hand from the crowd here at Wildcat Stadium.
One thing that's good to see is just teammates helping teammates out, helping them off the field. We just have to pray that it's nothing too serious of an injury.
That's Mahai Wilson and Bill Souza, who is helping out Van Friday come off the field. What do you take of the Wildcats being picked 7th in the CAA preseason poll?
After this last season, not making the playoffs, it kind of makes sense a little bit to me. You still have room to kind of just make a statement, and as soon as you start conference play, that's when the test to kind of see how you respond. Definitely still in contention to win the CAA, if you ask me.
They give again to Seed, and another big gain, and gets brought down right at the 33-yard line, but it took a couple different Skyhawks players to bring him down. That's that pound-for-pound strength.
Actually, I believe that is Denzel.
Yeah, Denzel Gibson who got the carry there.
Hey, the new redshirt freshman. Another guy, Tommy Herring, the running back coach, has really high hopes for. Really good guy, really good downhill runner.
Morgan Evades the sack, airs it out to Burke, and that's an easy defensive pass interference.
Definitely right there. You'll see the replay in a second. Easily, undeniably pass interference. But back to what you said, Denzel Gibson, really good to see him out there too. It's going to be good to get him experienced and out there making plays just to give Isaac Seed a little bit of a break.
That'll go against Eric Miles. They just officially have to announce it to everybody. That was a nice read from Morgan, and a nice job here because you see he evades the rush, breaks the tackle, and then airs it out on a one-on-one with Burke and Miles, and a ton of contact.
Really good job by Seth to really break that sack. That was really close and able to just throw the ball down the field like that. Now we got a first down, UNH.
That was P.J. Williams who tried to bring down Morgan. He's the backup to Friday, who just had to leave the game. It's Drew Danson in motion. The give, once again to Gibson, and this time he doesn't gain any, and instead actually gets brought back about a half yard.
Yeah, nothing really there on the offensive side of the ball. Just run. You hate to see stuff like that as a running back, but you just know you just got to try to get to the line of scrimmage again and just go back to the next down.
So as you see, that's P.J. Williams, number 90, a junior from New Jersey, who's now taking over the spot that Van Friday was in, that starting defensive tackle position. And now he'll be relied upon to stop the run. And one reason that we're seeing Denzel Gibson out there getting some reps as the backup running back is because Miles Thomason, he got hurt earlier in the season.
Yeah, I believe he got hurt the first game. Still a little questionable. I believe he hurt his hand, but I believe talking to him soon, he thinks he can get back out there very soon.
Wildcats go back to seed.
3rd and 10. Let's see what they got in the playbook.
Morgan looks to the sideline. Isaac Seed in the backfield. 2 receivers split out right. Morgan slides to his left and dumps it over the middle, and pass incomplete. Was looking to dump it off to Seed, but he couldn't corral it, and that sets up 4th down.
Yeah, stuff like that usually happens. Isaac was ready to run before catching it, and that's how you saw he kind of took his eyes off the ball. You hate to see it. 4th down. Now we just got to see how UNH defense can respond after this.
Yeah, right off the fingertips. What happens when something like that occurs as a running back? Do you think he was just trying to run before catch?
You definitely get a little excited. You notice the ball's coming your way. You're trying to run. As soon as you catch it, take your eyes off it, and that's how you drop the ball. It's definitely something that happens to anybody.
Legatron boots it away. Let's see if the special teams can keep this out of the end zone. They cannot. It's a touchback. And so Stonehill will take over offensively when we return. Wildcats still lead 14-6 over Stonehill in the first game at Wildcat Stadium this season. Back after this on Flow Sports. Stonehill back out on offense for the 4th time tonight as we take a look at the key losses from last year's team. And their running back, Jermaine Corbett, he had a great season for the Skyhawks last year. He's a 2-time NEC first-team member. He's now on to Merrimack, but last year he led the NEC in all-purpose yards per game, and then they lose their top wideout as well. So dealing with some of the same things that the Wildcats are dealing with this year.
Yeah, you definitely have two teams that just had a few question marks, people missing, and now you just have the next man up. See who can respond and make plays again like that. So you definitely can kind of see Carrara, Woodard, they're all doing a really good job so far running the ball and being dynamic.
And the Wildcats, to their credit, after that first drive, they have stifled this offense. That first run there gained for 1 yard. So 2nd and 9 on the 21 of the Skyhawks. Karaha trying to evade the rush. Moves to his left, airs it out down the sideline. It's picked off.
Noah Stansberry on a great play right now. Oh my gosh.
So Noah Stansberry comes up with the INT and bring out the cloak.
Oh my goodness, here we go. They're definitely about to celebrate.
The celebration on the sideline, and let's get that cloak ready. King of the North cloak. And just a nice defensive takeaway by the Wildcats.
He was in there, the coverage every step of the way. He ran the route essentially for the wide receiver and was there to make the play. Really good job seeing something like that. And to get to celebrate with the rest of the team. Any UNH alumni seeing this celebration, you knew we could not do that with Coach Mack, but I love to see it.
Hey, new era in the Santos era, 3rd year under him. And this one's caught by Burke, down the sideline, 15, 10, he evades the tackle, he's in, touchdown Wildcats, Caleb Burke.
2 plays back-to-back, just highlighting being really electric right now. The Cats are all throughout this time killing it right now. A kid who just came back from an injury making a crazy play like that.
53-yard strike to Caleb Burke, his 4th touchdown of his career, and the Wildcats now lead 20-6 with a chance to tack on the extra point.
Man, 2 big plays back-to-back, Joe. This is getting crazy.
The extra point is up and good. Nick Mazie now 6 for 6 on extra points this season. So how about this too, Evan? 2 of the touchdowns have been for 50 or more yards tonight from the Wildcats.
I think you can just kind of see, like, when everybody does their job on that offensive side of the ball, big plays happen. Caleb just made a great catch, but then you have wide receivers up the field blocking. Like, look at Logan Thomason coming up there and making effort too. Everything's working right now once they get the plays going like that.
And you can see Jordan Irvine, he just misses this. That's number 4 for the Skyhawks. Tried to get his right arm to the ball and just whiffed at it. And it's a 53-yard strike. The last touchdown for the Wildcats before that one was a 56-yard flea flicker. So the Wildcats have had some big connections, and Seth Morgan showing out in his first home game as a member of the Wildcats.
I'm glad you just brought that up, Joe, because I'm not going to lie, I didn't bring it up in the moment, but that was a really, really good pass right there. He can really sling the ball right now, whether that be the flea flicker or that catch to Caleb Burke just now. He's doing a really good job, kind of just being evasive, not getting sacked, and making really good plays.
So how about these numbers for Seth Morgan? 8 for 11. 162 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. 2 to Corcoran, now 1 to Burke.
Remember those big shoes he said we need to fill? He's doing a pretty good job filling them right now.
So a touchback as Nick Mazie sends that one into the end zone. And now the Skyhawks really need to respond. Down by 15 with 9:44 left to go here in the second quarter. You looked at both sides, and the Wildcats came in as favorites, picked 7th in the CAA, and I bring that up only because this very Stonehill team lost to the team picked 16th, last place in the CAA preseason poll in Stony Brook, and now they're down by 15.
Yeah, man, they started off really good, making plays, and they're still doing a good job, but honestly, the defense is stepping up, making the turnovers, converting on making them go 3 and out, doing a really good job so far. Let's just see how Stonehill responds.
There seems to be some confusion on the field. So they're just trying to make sure that it was actually a touchback, and now they confirm that it was. So the ball placed on the 25-yard line. So here come the Skyhawks. Give up the middle, nice twist, and a solid pickup on first down. That was to Marcus Crawford, who's one of the backup running backs that the Skyhawks have, not one of the top 2 listed on the depth chart. So he gets a nice carry, picks up 5, and the ball now on the 30-yard line. Another give to Crawford, and he's close to a first down, picks up 4 this time to set up 3rd and 1.
Back to what you kind of said, he, third string running back, but he's still out there making plays. They're trying to give everybody a chance to kind of get the ball rolling at this point. You got to think you're Stonehill. You got to move this ball downhill and try to score as much as possible before the end of the quarter.
And you look at some of the players that they've had run the ball, especially their starting running back, Xavion Woodard, 6 carries and 7 yards on the ground. 3rd and 1. Another handoff and a first down picked up. Nice work there by Crawford. So 3 consecutive gives to him, and he's able to pick up a first down in the 3rd.
Flex Ruiz was really close to making the tackle, but just the running back was just quick enough to make the first down on that.
So ball at the 39-yard line, ultimately 14 carries through those first 3 carries from Gibson. Take the handoff, and Karaha sacked.
That's a kid that we thought was kind of hurt, banged up, but Josiah Silver out there making plays, seemed really explosive out there. We thought he was kind of banged up, still kind of a touch on that knee, but really just made a good job and made a sack.
And he actually banged helmets with Stansbury at the end of that play, but Josiah Silver back out of the field. That's obviously a great sign. And Coach Santos mentioned with Josiah Silver and Flex Ruiz, he said they mean everything to us.
Mm-hmm. They're the heartbeat of this defense. They always make plays, and everybody can look forward to seeing.
Karaha runs up the middle, across the 45, across the 50, and tackled right toward the 36. That's a huge gain for Karaha. We'll see where they ultimately spot it. A first down, and while it wasn't the prototypical give to the running back, some yards in the ground gets the Skyhawks into UNH territory.
I think that's the key component Stonehill's really missing. He's kind of the heartbeat of this offense. They need him to keep making plays and moving the ball up the field and limit these turnovers. He's doing a really good job. I know he just got that interception, but now we got to see how he responds.
And now Karaha is actually off the field, so he goes to the sidelines, and now the backup comes in, Jack O'Connell, the junior from North Andover, Massachusetts. This is his first bit of run this season on the field. And off. And once again, a nice gain from Crawford. He's given them some juice here on this drive, Evan.
Yeah, definitely. He's doing a really good job. Every run has been at least 4 or 5 yards almost. A really good job. As a offensive coordinator, you want to see your running backs making these small gains just to keep moving the ball. Questioning why Carrara went out, though, now.
He got banged up. He got banged up a little bit on that last play after the big run to set this field position up here for Jack O'Connell, who's still out there on the field. Gibson again in the backfield, and a give to him. Nice job in the backfield. That was Zach Guerin.
Was just about to say that. Zach Guerin, another person that kind of plays behind Flex and Josiah Silver, but always makes plays, and another person that the Cats usually depend on to make plays.
So they keep giving it to Crawford, the junior from Springfield, Massachusetts. He's actually a transfer from Bryan. So it's 3 receivers split out to the left side. It was a loss of a couple, so it sets up 3rd and 9 on the Wildcats 37. O'Connell drops back, evades the rush, and now is off and running. And he picks up, I think, about 6 to set up what should be 4th and 3.
O'Connell, too, is really dynamic, just being able to kind of make people miss. So Really good job by that, but still 4th down.
I'm going to say 4th and 4 on the 32-yard line of the Wildcats. You figure they're going to leave the offense out there. This would be a long field goal attempt.
And we've already kind of pointed out that they're 2 for 2 in 4th down conversions so far in this game. So they have that momentum going for them.
Not to mention now 4 for 4 in the season in 4th down conversions.
They're about to get tested right now on that 100% stat.
So Stonehill takes a timeout. They have 1 remaining now. 4:52 left here in the second quarter. Alongside Evan Gray, I'm Joe Weil. Appreciate you joining us on this Saturday evening. Jack O'Connell, he was a graduate of North Andover High School. He was the Merrimack Valley Conference Player of the Year as a senior. He also lettered in basketball, but now this is now a big spot for him. He came into tonight with only 2 pass attempts in his college career, and that's because Asher Karaha, he's been the star of the show now for each year this program's been in the Division I ranks.
Yeah, he's definitely somebody that having someone like that ahead of you, you'll get that experience, you'll get that knowledge, but now he seems to be put to the test, and he's accepting the call right now. I mean, he's moving the ball really nicely.
So Stonehill taking a timeout to talk things over. He hasn't had to throw it yet. And a credit to the Wildcats defensively. Outside of the big connection to Kyrie Drake on that first drive that went for 34 yards, Karaha, before going out, was just 3 for 6. But he's back on the field now here for 4th down. So just a little banged up on that last play that he got the big run on. He went for 31 yards. So back out there for a 4th and 4. Drops back, fires over the middle, and it's broken up. He was looking for Kyrie Drake, but exceptional defense again from the Wildcats, and it's Wande Owens who's able to break it up.
Joe, we're going to say his name a lot throughout this season. Wande Owens, time and time again, just does it all for the Cats, whether it be coverage, tackling, or just picking up and blitz pickup. He does a really good job for this team.
Yeah, he was all over Drake there on that 4th and 4 pass attempt, and Coach Santos, he raved about Wande Owens, a former captain at Yale, 2-time All-Ivy League first-team selection. Talked about how cerebral he is, but on top of that, he also talked about just how much the team already loves him here in his first year.
Yeah, when I'm around the office and I get to talk to him, he's definitely a guy everybody can look up to, someone who always is dependable, really makes everybody feel kind of welcome. This is his first year, and he's almost a captain pretty much.
2-yard pickup for Isaac Seed. That was his 11th carry, so now he's gone for 42 yards. Seth Morgan here in his home debut, 8 for 11 passing for 162 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Back to kind of what we were saying, Joe, you just want to see kind of this progression. Again, he's went from UCF to a close game at Holy Cross, and to now we really need to see what he can do on this side of the ball.
Fake the handoff, fires it over the middle, and he can't connect with Burke, just a little too far ahead of him. That could have been another touchdown.
Oh, geez, all these big plays are happening so close. Just missed Caleb Burke, but the fact that he was able to get that open and Seth just had the opportunity to make that target, the testament. We haven't talked about it much, but the O-line's doing a pretty good job protecting Seth right now.
And the O-line did that in the last game against Holy Cross. UCF, it's just a different beast. You're playing against very different players, and that's why the score was what it was at the end, 57-3. But teams that are more closer in terms of talent, it's a much different story.
And that UCF game, that's just a test, just to kind of get situated and see what that level's like. But still, don't get it twisted. We still have a lot of offensive weapons on this side of the ball,
including Logan Tomlinson, who picks up the first down. So a nice progression there by Morgan to find Tomlinson.
I mean, to be honest, so many other wide receivers have been making plays. Logan Tomlinson, still one of the better wide receivers of this team, doing a really good job. Honestly, it's good to see him out there making plays too.
It's a ball at the 42-yard line to give to Seed again. And he's able to make something out of nothing, and they'll say he gained 4.
I mean, hey, 4 yards, that's still very, very, very doable for a running back. As long as you're falling forward, making yardage after contact, that's all you really need out of Isaac Seed, and he's doing a really good job with that so far.
Coach Santos said he believed in Isaac Seed as his starting running back after a performance 2 years ago. When Dylan Laube was hurt, it was Isaac Seed who stepped up, got the start against Dartmouth, and he ended up rushing for 127 yards in that game.
Yeah, Santos has all the faith in the world for Isaac. As a kid who just makes plays time and time again, and he has the talent for it.
And this time he gets wrapped up. That's Mekhi Wilson, the junior from Waterbury, Connecticut, on the tackle. That sets up 3rd and long.
Yeah, nothing really going on that run right there. Isaac can only do so much to try to get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and long, 2 minutes, almost a little over 2 minutes left. See how the Cats respond to this.
They're able to pick up a 3rd and long completion to Tomlinson. And there's a flag in the play. That's going to be a false start.
One thing you're starting to notice about UNH, whether it be holding or false starts, you can't afford something like that when you're trying to build momentum and get points on the board. A mistake you can't make on a 3rd down, Joe. It's just, you can't do something like that. Kills momentum, kills your drive. Now, if you're Santos, you're thinking in the playbook, what do you do now?
It's the 3rd penalty of the night for the Wildcats, so the clock stops at 2:26. So 3rd and 14 here for the Wildcats. Wildcats 3 for 5 in completing 3rd downs. Dump off to Seed, and that just won't cut it. Taken down right around the 45-yard line, and the punting unit now will come on for the Wildcats. But before we get there, our first ever 2-minute timeout here at Wildcat Stadium.
Make sure you got to say the timeout.
Wildcats up by 15, 21-6 with 2 minutes left to go here in the first half.
Energy is about more than just keeping the lights on. It's about living life. We're there when you flip the light switch, and we're there when you turn up the thermostat. But we're not just a utility company. We're residents, citizens, neighbors, parents, friends, teammates. And to keep our community going, we're here to get the job done, because we all need energy. Unitil, your utility, your community.
We're the team behind your team and your school. We're also the team our customers rely on. Wherever things are getting done, powered up, and made better with Caterpillar equipment in the Northeast, you'll find Milton Cat, the team prepared for every challenge. Milton Cat, always ready.
Wildcats leading by 15, 21-6 here with 2 minutes left to go in the first half, alongside former UNH running back Evan Gray. I'm Joe Wild. This is a fun matchup in many different ways. First off, it's an intra-New England-based matchup, but how about this? You have older brother Isaac on the Wildcats side, and then you have Mo Seed on the defensive side of things for Stonehill, making this an even more fun matchup.
If you're the parents, that's a tough situation to be in, to figure out who to support. If you're going against your sibling, especially when one's on offense, one's on defense, you can only imagine how weird that is. I believe last year this happened, Isaac said he hurdled over his brother. So it's definitely bragging rights in the family household. Definitely a fun dynamic to see.
I'd like to think that the Seed family, has the Donna Kelsey jerseys where you have half of one side and half of the other.
You can't beat that.
Wildcats set to punt it away. So credit the Skyhawks. There have been some big plays on Wildcats offensively, what they've been able to convert in the passing game, but they're still in it here toward the end of the first half, and if they can convert this next possession into some points, they have to be feeling pretty good about themselves going into halftime.
Yeah, that's one thing, just a caution, and I think that's what happened. I was just telling you what UNH struggled with before. You know, they make great plays, they put points on the board, but keep a team around long enough, a team like this, they'll get points up, so you definitely got to put them away very soon if you're UNH.
So the Skyhawks will take over with 1:55 remaining. Good job by the special teams, the Wildcats. For Stonehill, they marched down the field, 9 plays, 70 yards, and were able to convert that into a score, a 2-yard touchdown run by Xavier Woodard. But since then, they have punted it away twice. You had Asher Karaha throw an interception, and then just a 4th down that they couldn't convert, and the Wildcats took over. So they haven't been able to put up any points since that first drive.
Yeah, you definitely, they have flashes of momentum, though. They haven't put it together and put points on the board, and I think that's what they struggled with their last game against Stony Brook. They were able to make plays. I mean, Carrara had over 300 yards, or total yards offensively, so it's definitely, they just kind of build off that momentum and finish. Right now they're not doing that, and UNH is doing a good job stopping them.
The defense has done a great job, as I mentioned. 2 punts, 1 INT, and then a turnover on downs. So the Skyhawks take over on their own 13-yard line. Karaha fires it, almost intercepted. Stansbury almost had a second interception of the night.
Oh, Noah catch the ball. Oh, my gosh. Almost had another one. That would have been to the house, so you would have probably caught that. Really good job in the coverage. So close. Oh, man.
And just a misfire there from Karaha. He was looking for Cole Clark, one of the tight ends on this Skyhawks team. So 2nd and 10. Give up the middle, and the Skyhawks are able to pick up a couple on the ground. That was a give to Washington.
I'll tell you what, Joe, one thing I haven't really noticed on Stonehill's side of the ball, their best receiver last game was Cody Ruff. I haven't seen too many receptions of him so far yet. Definitely, probably if you're Stonehill, try to get him more involved as well.
So 3rd down upcoming. They're actually going to say that there was no gain on that play. So it stays at the 13-yard line. And Stonehill uses its final timeout. Actually, no, it was Stonehill that took the timeout. So 1 remaining for the Wildcats. And this becomes a big play, because if the Wildcats stop the Skyhawks, maybe they use the timeout there to stop the clock, and then they take over with roughly 1.5 minutes remaining.
1:46, that's plenty of time to make some plays and get points on the board if you're UNH.
Big 3rd down for Stonehill. They give to Washington, and Stansbury brings him down.
Great
Noah
job.
Stansbury having a heck of a night, and another 3 and out here for this Stonehill offense.
Good job by Noah Stansbury making the tackle. I believe that's Stonehill being conservative and just trying to give the punter a little bit more room for the punt, but honestly, Noah did a good job, open field tackle and making the play. Now UNH has plenty of time to get some points on the board, especially with 1 timeout remaining.
And they elect to not use the timeout there. They're going to keep it for when they actually have the ball. So Nick Tanzola to punt it away. This is going to be the 3rd punt of the night for the Skyhawks. It's a wobbler that bounces across the 50-yard line, and it gets down at the Wildcats' 49. So excellent field position, and you have 55 seconds to work with too.
You have plenty of time, and the plays that UNH has been doing, whether these 50-yard, 60-yard plays, you have a really good chance to put some points on the board.
Just to recap the touchdowns for you. First, it was Seth Morgan connecting with Joey Corcoran for an 11-yard touchdown. A nice answer by the Skyhawks, Xavier Woodard with a 2-yard touchdown run, but then a flea flicker that went for 56 yards to Corcoran, and then the last one goes to Caleb Burke, a 52-yard touchdown reception as the Wildcats pick up a couple on first down.
Well, good play by Logan Thomason right there, but the clock's still going. You got 40 seconds left.
Morgan back to throw, fires over the middle. He's got Corcoran again. Those two have been dialed in with one another, and another first down for the Wildcats.
Yep, first down, you got the clock to stop. I mean, this is great if you're UNH. A lot of momentum right now.
And the clock ticking off again. Morgan fires it, caught. Burke brought down right at the 19-yard line. We'll see if the Wildcats use the timeout here.
Well,
I know they're going to keep it rolling.
It was a first down, so at least they had time to at least get set. It looks like they spiked the ball just now.
All right, so they stopped the clock with 14 seconds remaining. They still have that one timeout to work with as well.
I mean, Joe, 14 seconds with one timeout this close in the red zone. They've been doing a really good job with these plays. These aren't just 5, 6-yard receptions. These are like 12, 11, doing a really good job, and Stonehill hasn't been able to stop them yet, really.
Yeah, they marched already 32 yards down the field, and they've done so in 41 seconds.
Like it was nothing, really.
Second and 10 on Stonehill's 19-yard line. Morgan back to throw. Surveys the field, fires it over the middle, and he had a man open. Incomplete.
Just missed him. Wide open. You hate to see something like that. Another play that wide receiver is wide open, and Morgan just fell short of getting it to him.
Yeah, he just airmailed. That was Noah Cundiff. Looking to get into the fun. You see him, he was about to extend that right arm, but it was a little bit too far over him anyway.
Just missed him. But if you're UNH, don't panic. You still got 9 seconds. You could probably take one more shot and then just stick with the field goal.
Two receivers split out to the left. Cundiff once again out there. Morgan back to throw, fires it over the middle. It's caught. Touchdown, Colby Ramshaw.
Yeah, love to see it. Colby Ramshaw, what a play right there. A kid that we were saying he needs to get the ball and make plays, and look at it right there.
So the Wildcats march down the field with less than a minute remaining, and they take a 27-6 lead.
Love to see it right there. Give it credit to the O-line again. Gave Seth plenty of time to get this ball out there. Colby wide open right there in the end zone. Billy didn't make the catch. Great job by this offense.
Extra point is good once again from Nick Mazie. So he's 4 for 4 on the night, and the Wildcats end the first half with an exclamation point. And how about Seth Morgan? 4 touchdown passes in the first half.
That's not that bad right there, I'll tell you what. And again, we were wondering if you'd respond to the call. This is home opener, doing a great job right now. Not getting sacked, not throwing interceptions, doing a really good job making some plays on this offense right now.
So only 5 seconds remain now in the first half. The overall numbers for Seth Morgan, 14 for 19, 227 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and he spread the wealth, 3 different receivers with at least 1 touchdown. And Colby Ramshaw, 3 receptions, 36 yards. You and I talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast, Evan, about how the Wildcats hadn't really gotten him involved in the passing game over the first 2 games. That's changed tonight.
Yeah, definitely has. He's doing a good job exposing everybody to the ball. Just off the receptions alone, you see Logan Thomason, Colby now finally getting a touchdown, Joey getting touchdowns. He's doing a good job hitting all of his targets. And I think that's what Max Brosmer did such a good job at doing. And now you kind of get to see Seth doing the same.
Kicked away by Nick Mazie. And pushed out of bounds there to end the first half. Joshua Robertson with nowhere to go, and that'll do it through 1 half of play here at Wildcat Stadium. And the Wildcats, thanks to 4 touchdowns from the transfer, Seth Morgan, they have a 22-point lead going into the halftime break. Well, Jem the Dungeon Dog has to love what has ultimately happened on the field. 28-6. 4 touchdowns from Seth Morgan. Noah Stansberry getting into the defensive fund with an interception. Caleb Burke hauled one in, brought it to the house for 52 yards, and the Wildcats are in full command tonight in their home opener. Back with halftime coverage right after this. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium. The marching band out on the field, and the home fans excited about what they saw in the first half from UNH. They lead Stonehill 28-6, and the transfer Seth Morgan in his first home game threw for 4 touchdowns in the first half for the Wildcats as well. Joe Weil with you. Appreciate you joining us on this Saturday evening. And while we're in halftime coverage, let's give you the latest edition of the Voices of Wildcats, starring 2 members of the field hockey team, the Cookman sisters.
What's the best part of being a twin? Having someone just all the time, and if I need to know like what an outfit looks like, I can literally just look at you. Sometimes I'm like, oh, do I look like that?
I mean, the twins, you never know what they're gonna say. They keep you on your toes for sure.
Pookie, you take your job so seriously. Okay, let me go and do.
Their personalities are infectious, you know, they're witty, they're funny.
Oscar-worthy performance, Gigi.
What is unique to them, and there are so few athletes that have this, an intense competitiveness, you've heard that. They are so talented, speed, strength, I mean, they've got it all. And so as a coach, it's a blast to coach them.
I love playing with them. They have made me a better player. They are always pushing each other, which I think pushes the rest of our team to try and keep up with their elite skills.
Who has influenced you the most? Probably you, because we've always been the same team, we've always done the same stuff, so it's like, if you do better than me, then I'm like, well, what am I doing? You have to keep the same track, same energy.
To me as the coach, Taz is pretty quiet. You know, she just goes about her business and gets it done.
Right, that's a card straight away.
Mara's a little bit, you know, scattered and pretty entertaining. Taz is a little bit more serious. She did tell me she came out first. I asked who was born first. And I said, it makes sense. Yep, you fit that. Yep, Taz was first, Mara was second.
We're from London, England, and we played field hockey like since we were like 6, 7, third grade, yeah.
Our parents did everything for us. Like, they would drive so many hours and get us like all the kit and the gear. Super thankful for that. But like, our dad would drive us so many hours to our games, like every week. Like, he absolutely like loved like supporting like what we were doing. He's so proud of us. Our mum was just here. Our dad can't because he's working.
They stay up like any hour, like back home watching our game, and they text us after like how it was, what they think. Like,
should have passed the ball a bit earlier. Like,
yeah, stuff like
I
that.
know.
We always wanted to go like the American like college route, so we kind of just got scouted, and everyone just seemed so nice, like so welcoming. So they were like, it was the right fit for us. We went home for like a week last year. Yeah. We've been here like the whole time ever since. We love it here, like good friends, good community. I definitely say it's like home. Yeah.
You know, they have that personality that they're well known on campus, probably too well known, but you know, that's who they are.
I think the Twins have like relaxed our team a little bit. With the fun chirps all the time and like just being able to have fun at practice, and I think when you have fun is when we can be great, and they've really brought that energy to our team.
You know, the day looks like for them is all about prepping for their sport, you know, whether it's a practice or a game. And then, then they do have to take care of their studies, study for exams, do projects, meet with professors, go to labs, go to classes. It's a pretty rigorous schedule for them. And so to balance it all, you know, and do some of these other things, that's usually what gets put aside. They are so competitive and want to excel and be really good that they raise the bar. Their presentation and their emotions on a game day or in a practice, it is that leadership, is that, you know, that, okay, I've got to step up my game.
We're the team behind your team and your school. We're also the team our customers rely on. Wherever things are getting done, powered up, and made better with Caterpillar equipment in the Northeast, you'll find Milton Cat, the team prepared for every challenge. Milton Cat, always ready.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
Energy is about more than just keeping the lights on. It's about living life. We're there when you flip the light switch, and we're there when you turn up the thermostat. But we're not just a utility company. We're residents, citizens, neighbors, parents, friends, teammates. And to keep our community going, we're here to get the job done, because we all need energy. Unitil, your utility, your community.
Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium, and UNH has jumped down to a 28-6 lead against Stonehill in what is the Wildcats' home opener alongside former UNH running back Evan Gray. I'm Joe Weil. Let's get you the highlights from the first half, let you know how we got to this point, and it started on the first drive for the Wildcats. A nice connection from Seth Morgan to Joey Corcoran.
I mean, Joey Corcoran, man, just making big plays left and right. Just a dynamic player all the time, man. You just see Xavier Woodard with that touchdown. The crazy flea flicker after this. You get to see Seth Morgan really let it loose on this play to Joey Corcoran. And if I don't mistaken, see him give a handshake to Ken Dempsey. Look at this play again. Really good job throwing the ball right there.
This one ended up going for 56 yards, by the way. So the second touchdown of the night for Joey Corcoran. Well executed despite the little bobble. And then the Wildcats got it done defensively in the first half as well. Noah Stansbury, he played exceptionally well.
I mean, he's just all over the place when it comes to that side of the ball. Really good job out there. And then you get to see Seth really just kind of letting it loose again to Caleb Burke, someone who hasn't been playing just due to injury, but clearly he's not injured anymore. Really good job getting to the end zone, won't be denied.
52-yard touchdown strike, and then the Wildcats got the ball back with 55 seconds left. It took 50 seconds to march down the field, and with 5 seconds left, they punctuated the first half with that touchdown to Colby Ramshaw, the first for him of the season. And so the Wildcats lead by 22 through one half of action here at Wildcat Stadium. It's so great to kick off the home slate here in Durham, New Hampshire. We've seen a great halftime show. First the marching band, and now the cheerleaders getting out there and performing for everybody in attendance here at Wildcat Stadium. When we come back, we'll get you the stats from the first half. You're watching UNH versus Stonehill right here on Flow Sports.
Highlights went okay. That was all right. I just caught that in the corner of my eye. I forgot there was a second highlight to it. Okay, gotcha. Cool.
Back here in Durham, New Hampshire, as we continue to get you ready for the second half. It's the Wildcats 28 and the Stonehill Skyhawks 6 as we take a look at the stats from the first half. And as this went along, it started to be pretty dominated by the Wildcats, and especially you can see it in the passing game.
Look at those numbers right there. Like, it's just a testament to show how really good Seth is letting it loose and getting into his targets.
Yeah, and if you missed the stats before, this is where he's at. 14 for 19 with 228 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. Asher Karaha, he had to leave the game for a couple plays, but outside of the long connection to Kyrie Drake for 34 yards on that first possession, he's only thrown for 14 more yards.
Yeah, not too much going on in the pass game for Stonehill, but if you're in this upcoming half, you're trying to change that because you're down, you're trying to put points on the board. It's 28-6. You got to make something happen.
By the way, the graphics that we've seen all night tonight have looked awesome, and we can thank 2 UNH students for that. Jason Keene and Aiden Murphy working with us tonight. They have done fantastic work. The good news for everybody out there watching, you get to see more of their work in the second half as we continue to get you ready for UNH and Stonehill to finish out tonight's ball game here from Wildcat Stadium. It is UNH 28, Stonehill 6. We will have third quarter action coming up next on Flow Sports.
CAA football is action-packed.
CAA football is thrilling.
CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting.
CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent.
CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football united in excellence.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
Energy is about more than just keeping the lights on. It's about living life. We're there when you flip the light switch, and we're there when you turn up the thermostat. But we're not just a utility company. We're residents, citizens, neighbors, parents, friends, teammates. And to keep our community going, we're here to get the job done, because we all need energy. Unitil, your utility, your community.
We're the team behind your team and your school. We're also the team our customers rely on. Wherever things are getting done, powered up, and made better with Caterpillar equipment in the Northeast, you'll find Milton Cat, the team prepared for every challenge. Milton Cat, always ready.
Wildcats lead 28-6. We're about to get set for third quarter action here from Durham, New Hampshire. Alongside Evan Gray, I'm Joe Weil. How about this guy, number 7, Seth Morgan, in his first home game with the Wildcats. He's played at 2 different schools prior to UNH. First it was VMI for 4 years, then Shepherd after that. And you see the stat line he's been able to put up tonight. I mean, he has been on the money with his throws so many times already tonight, Evan.
Right now he's having video game numbers right now, having a lot of success throwing to his targets, doing a really good job getting the ball open and avoiding getting sacked. Honestly, this is what you want from a new quarterback on his home opener. Just be able to be this really successful, honestly.
Now, there's still, of course, a lot of time left in this game. Yes, there's 2 more quarters, but you think of how the mood of the season has already changed for the Wildcats. Instead of dropping to 0-2 to start out the season, they end up winning that second game against Holy Cross. Now they've set themselves up in good position. And Joey Corcoran, he's gone off tonight, 4 receptions, 2 touchdowns, and 97 receiving yards.
I think you're now finally getting to see what Joey's really about. He has been someone who can always make plays on this offense, and now you're kind of getting to showcase that. especially whether it be Colby or Isaac.
So it will be Stonehill to get the ball to start off the third quarter. It was the Wildcats who got the ball first, and they were able to march in for a touchdown. Little Timmy Trumpet action going right now here at Wildcat Stadium. I don't know if you're a baseball fan or follow baseball at all. This was a song, Narco, that's obviously a techno song, but it uses Timmy Trumpet's trumpet playing, and it was utilized for Edwin Diaz. It became a song to fire up teams all across the U.S., and now we're seeing it here in Durham, New Hampshire.
You're gonna hate me, Joe. If it ain't football, I probably ain't watching, unfortunately. Occasional basketball.
We'll go back to the gameplay so we don't fight each other. As this one's taken out to the 21-yard line, and back to work are the Skyhawks. It was Kyrie Drake on the kick return, and Asher Karaha will lead the Skyhawks back out on the field for the third quarter, and that's the big question for Stonehill, is how do they get that passing game going against this Wildcats defense?
Now that you're this behind, you're going to have to let it loose and try to get the ball up the field and make some good plays. So you're going to have to hope that they get the receivers involved. I mentioned it before, Cody Ruff, their tight end, their leading receiver last game, hasn't been doing much yet. So you got to hope to get him involved more too.
Haven't seen him on the field all that much either, as Washington is dropped back. We do have a flag on the play. And we'll see who it goes against. Loss of a couple there for Washington, but we'll see what the penalty is. Head referee tonight is Alexander Randolph, and we'll see what he has to say.
Anticipation.
So it's a face mask call on Jarrell Washington.
Interesting.
And you look at the penalty yards per game coming into tonight. This was something that Stonehill did struggle against Stony Brook with.
74 yards of penalties. You just can't afford anything like that for an offense. That'll get you every time. Face mask on offensive side is very interesting. But yeah, as you see, he grabbed a whole lot of face mask on Flex Ruiz right there.
And the Skyhawks are averaging only 3.3 yards per carry in this game. So they've struggled to run it, they've struggled to pass it, and now they're backed up on their 11-yard line. Karaha rolling out to his right and tried to just dump it to Jacob Flynn. Check that, it was Jason Ware, one of the tight ends, left it short, and it's now 2nd and 19.
I mean, Zach Guerin on there almost made the sack and almost got the safety. Although he is a DN, he is very fast and got over to the quarterback very efficiently on that.
And by the way, the reason that it's 2nd and 21 was because there was a loss of yards on that first play, and then they tacked on more yards after it with the penalty, 5 yards in the penalty. As the Skyhawks are able to pick up a couple on that rush, but it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Stonehill offensive coordinator, like a play like that, that just kills your whole drive. Not too many plays you can run on a 3rd and 17 to really be efficient and make anything happen.
And now this is where they're really going to need the passing game to be utilized. Down by 22, Karaha evades the rush. Toscano was all over him. Now Flex Ruiz couldn't get to him, and Karaha down the sideline picks up the first down and gets pushed out of bounds in Wildcats territory. So a big run. He brings it down to the Wildcats 46, and that was a first down that the Skyhawks desperately needed.
I mean, Carrara definitely has some speed right there. He had a Flex Ruiz and a bunch of other defenders trying to get to him, but had the angle, made the play, kind of did it himself on that way. Nothing really there in the pass game, and made a great play.
A 39-yard run for Karaha. He's been able to use his legs a couple times tonight for some big chunks. Got 31 on the ground in the first half on one play. Karaha airs it out. Man wide open. This one is not caught. He just missed Kyrie Drake, and that one could have been taken to the house if that pass hit him in stride.
Just missed him on the target. That was a really good ball. Just missed it, though. Was able to beat Noah Stansberry and Brandon on that play, 227, but luckily he was able to miss it.
So that sets up 2nd and 10 on the Wildcats' 46-yard line. So Karaha, he's run now for 75 yards. Give up the middle. A pickup of, it's going to be 4. That sets up 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, you never know what could really happen when it comes to play calling. You can imagine they're going to probably try to use Carrera to get his feet going and try to at least convert on the first down. You got to think, if you're Stonehill and it's 12 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, this is probably a 2-down territory. You get 4th and short.
I think that's a good point. They're probably thinking about it in those terms. And we do have a flag on the play. It's going to be a false start called against the Skyhawks.
Don't forget everything I said. Something like that again, that just kills momentum, especially after a great play by Carrara.
So it sets up a 3rd and 12. So again, they're going to have to convert from long distance here. They had a 3rd and 17. Karaha did run for 39 yards to pick up a first down. They're going to need him to work his magic again. The Cambridge, Massachusetts native back to throw, and he's tripped up. Once again, taken down in the backfield, and Josiah Silver rather, coming up with the sack.
Yeah, geez, got up down the field really quick. You also had Cameron Garner-Young out there really close to the ball as well. Don't want to see that if you're Stonehill, man. That's ridiculous, man. Those guys are so fast.
Silver and Ruiz got the names mixed up there, but I only did so because they're both incredible defensive talents. They both have a sack tonight. So it's 4th and very long. This is why the Skyhawks are going to just kick it away. Not a strong punt, but the Skyhawks do get the friendly roll, and it ultimately rolls out at the Wildcats' 16-yard line, and the offense will take over for the first time here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, if you're the UNH offense, you just came back off a great score. To really put the game away, it would really be important just to get some type of points on this board right now.
Wildcats are going to embark on their 8th drive of the night. 3 punts and 4 touchdown drives so far for the Wildcats this evening. Seed up the middle and the flag on the play. This is going to bring it back.
Can imagine some type of holding.
So that goes against Dylan Maklevich. And Maklevich, he's starting at that right guard position due to an injury to Bo Riley. So he moves up from the backup position now in the starting role. And then Mason Davis, he gets moved to right tackle. He was originally the right guard, but they have to shift around the offensive line with the injury to Bo Riley, who was the right tackle.
Luckily enough, UNH has some really good depth on the offensive line. Definitely has the ability to kind of just fill in and replace anybody who gets hurt. But yeah, a hold like that, though, will just kill any type of momentum you have, especially this close to your own end zone for UNH.
See number 55 there for the Wildcats. We haven't touched on this yet tonight. Tolu Olajide, he's a transfer from Stonehill, so the Wildcats played against him last year. They love what they saw when they played against the Skyhawks, and now they brought him into their system. their program and Coach Santos loves what this kid brings to the table.
6'5", 300 pounds. What's really not to like if you have that on your team, really?
Pass broken up by Johnez Williams, who was intended for Colby Ramshaw, so that sets up 3rd and 12 now for the Wildcats. You look at what Olajide has done in his career. All NEC first team member last year. He was on the second team in 2022. And one thing that Coach Santos said about him that really stood out is he said he is an FBS talent and actually thinks that he can play at the next level after college.
I have no complaints with that too. Like I said, a size like that, just he looks the part, plays really hard, does a really good job.
Dump off to Seed. Can he get to the first down marker? He is awfully close. Big gain on 3rd down. And they're going to say that he's about 1.5 yards short. So you'd have to figure, no, they're going to keep the offense out there. So it's going to be a 4th and 2. Figure where they are field position-wise that the punting unit would come on, even though it's 4th and 2. But Coach Santos trusting what he's seen from his offense tonight.
Yeah, man, this is a really clutch moment for the UNH offense right now. Where you are, you can't afford any type of error right now.
4th and 2, the give to Seed. Seed is able to evade the tacklers and ultimately pick up a 1st down. Shifty moves there from Isaac Seed. He's been the workhorse tonight for the Wildcats, and he picks up another 1st down for his club.
It's crazy how fast and explosive Isaac Seed really is, but he definitely has the ability to juke defenders, have a really good stiff arm, break one-arm tackles. Really good job converting on this 1st down.
16 1st downs for the Wildcats tonight. They're doubling up on Stonehill in that category. Second all-time meeting between these two programs. UNH won the first meeting last year, 51-17. Morgan drops back, airs it out to Burke. He's got him wide open, it's caught. Burke across the 15, 10, 5, he's in. Touchdown Wildcats, and the 2nd touchdown from Morgan to Burke tonight.
Man, you want to talk about making a statement from coming off of injury. Caleb Burke and Joey Corcoran are just doing such a good job getting open and making plays like that. Man, talk about a statement, Joe. Look at that, man. Blew past both defenders. Stonehill was in man, and really Caleb Burke just taking full advantage of that.
A 66-yard connection from Morgan to Burke. And it's the 3rd touchdown tonight that's gone for 50 or more yards for UNH.
I'm telling you, these are video game numbers and plays that you're seeing right now on this side of the ball.
Extra point is good. Wildcats lead 35-6 now over the Skyhawks. What a showing from this offense all night long. And how about that guy, Seth Morgan, another deep bomb. Morgan to Burke. Wildcats up by 29. Well, what a night for this guy, Seth Morgan, making his first career start at Wildcat Stadium. And Evan, he's thrown for 5 touchdowns. He's spread the ball all around to his receivers. And how about another deep connection to Caleb Burke? This one going for 68 yards.
Man, 2 big plays like that for Caleb Burke. That's what you really want to see if you're the offensive coordinator right now. Just everybody being able to make a play, whether that be Colby Ramshaw, Logan Thomason, Joey Cochran. This is what you want to see for UNH offense, and hopefully they can keep this up for the rest of the season.
So the Wildcats are up by 29 now, and it'll be Nick Mazie to kick it off. He's had a perfect night in terms of extra points, 5 for 5. Now in the season, 8 for 8. And you talk about how productive the offense has been tonight. This is exactly, this type of offense is what Coach Santos envisioned when he and his coaching staff brought Seth Morgan to Durham.
Yeah, man, and as we already said, he has a bunch of experience, whether that be at VMI, Shepherd, now here. He definitely has, I know he had to fight for the starting spot, but he's definitely proving his worth right now.
And not only are we talking about how good Seth Morgan is, but the wide receivers tonight have been so productive. And you look at the totals for Caleb Burke and Joey Corcoran, they have set career highs in touchdown receptions and receiving yards tonight. So now the Skyhawks are in a deep hole. They give, and this one goes to Woodard. Picks up, they're going to say 5 yards on that first carry to set up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, I mean, getting runs every here there are nice, but if you're Stonehill, you really just got to start moving the ball up the field and try to get some points on the board.
And again, it started out so great for the Skyhawks as Karaha rolls out to his left, fires it to the far sideline, and is able to complete to Jake Newsham. That's the first time he's gotten into the action tonight, and the Skyhawks are on the move. And amazingly for Karaha, that's his 4th completion of the night. He's only 4 for 11 now.
Which is interesting. He hasn't really had the chance to throw too many targets. I know he hasn't been getting them right, but he's still been able to just kind of get the chains moving on his own, whether that be in scrambling or just runs. So you got to try to get the ball out there into these wide receivers. And speaking of a guy I thought that would try to make an impact more, Cody Ruff, one of their best wide receivers as a tight end, just dropped the ball right there.
And just to give some context to that, last game against Stony Brook, 6 catches, 105 yards. He was the go-to target for Asher Karaha.
Yeah, it's just hard to see because I don't think he has too many receptions right now.
Good defense again. That was Zidane Williams on the coverage. Pass intended for Thomas Miller, and that sets up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and again, you have a bunch of talent on this defensive side of the ball for UNH. Not to call them old, but Zidane Williams, Caleb Mead, Ryan Descano, all guys who've been on the team since 2019. They've had the experience. They've had a bunch of people to watch and observe. It's really hard to get anything going when you have that much talent on that side of the ball.
Third and 10, Karaha being chased by Ruiz, flushes out to his right, fires it, and it's incomplete. Another pass that was intended for Thomas Miller. Great coverage in the pass defense once again by the Wildcats.
That was really good coverage right there by Zidane Williams right there. Again, the quarterback had to be running for his life a little bit, but right there in coverage and be able to make the play, force the 3 and out.
It is amazing how different this game has looked offensively for the Skyhawks. Talk about making adjustments. The Wildcats have certainly done that. To see what their offense did on their first drive and then to alter this game the way they have is a testament to what this coaching staff has instilled in this game with their players. The Wildcats lead by 29, 35-6. And UNH will take over offensively again, looking to add on. Big lead here in the home opener. Back right after this on Flow Sports.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
We're the team behind your team and your school. We're also the team our customers rely on. Wherever things are getting done, powered up, and made better with Caterpillar equipment in the Northeast, you'll find Milton Cat, the team prepared for every challenge. Milton Cat, always ready.
What a job this Wildcats team has done against Stonehill. You see the score, 35-6, 8:04 left here in the third quarter. Alongside Evan Gray, I'm Joe Weil. This is a statement from this Wildcats team here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. You had a close game in Holy Cross last week, and now here you are kind of just trying to display your talent on the offensive side of the ball. Defense is playing really well too, but this is what you want to see for a home opener for UNH.
And the guy you just saw, Seth Morgan, the quarterback of the Wildcats, he is the story of the night. 16 for 22 passing and 306 passing yards, not to mention 5 touchdowns. And that's been the difference in this game. The efficiency from the Wildcats passing and the lack of efficiency from Stonehill is a nice connection to Tomlinson. Sets them up right around the 50-yard line, and yet another first down for the Wildcats. That's their 18th of the game.
I mean, one word just to describe Seth right now is being efficient. He's able to just get out, be elusive, not get sacked. I don't think he's been sacked once yet. He's been able to get the ball to so many different targets, whether that be Isaac, Logan. He's doing a really good job right now.
And he grounds that pass looking for Noah Cundiff. He's tried to connect with Cundiff a couple times tonight and hasn't been able to do that, but splitting hairs with how well he's ultimately played out on the field in this game.
Yeah, definitely Noah's somebody in the future that could definitely be one of the better targets over the year. As of right now, though, I mean, still having the ability just to get the ball to all these wide receiver targets is really good to see.
That kind of only a sophomore too, so he's still a young guy in this program. And you figure if this game continues to trend the way that it has, we may see a lot of the younger players out there tonight. Morgan fires it over the middle. He's got Ramshaw. Ramshaw taken down right at the 33-yard line, and another first down for the Wildcats, a gain of 17.
Really good job right there trying to get the ball open. 86, is that right? Either way, first down, really good job right there.
Gain of 16, they're gonna spot it at the 34. And Ramshaw's gotten involved. Ramshaw, a player last year that ultimately corralled in 4 touchdowns and did so, you know, being one of the younger players on the roster, still is. He's only a sophomore.
He's young, but he's definitely been able to make dynamic plays, really.
Short gain there on the run. Isaac Seed getting another carry. That's the 16th of the night for him. And you know what's been impressive to see from the Wildcats' perspective is Seed's taken on a heavy workload. He really hasn't been all that efficient, Evan, but despite that, this Wildcats offense is humming.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's still able to make the big plays. He definitely shown some elusiveness.
Morgan airs it out. Corcoran hauls it in. He's got his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Forget everything I just said. Jeez, Joey. This is getting ridiculous. 3 touchdowns.
A 32-yard strike to Joey Corcoran. And the Wildcats now have opened up a 41-6 lead.
what a game right now. This is exactly what you want to see for a home opener, like we keep saying. Joey's doing such a good job getting open and making plays.
Extra point is good again, and how about Seth Morgan too? 6 touchdowns tonight for Seth Morgan.
Just look at that, all the time in the world to make a play. This is what you want to see. Wide receivers getting after it and beating these one-on-one coverages. A lot of the plays that you see are in man, and it's just really who wants it more. And right now it's UNH.
What a night for the Wildcats offense. And again, the passing game has been electric, and you see the hug there between Morgan and Corcoran. Those two are in sync with one another. And Joey Corcoran, 5 receptions, 129 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has been an absolute beast, and the man that has thrown all those passes, getting some high fives from his teammates.
Really impressive right there, man.
I mean, this has now become a route. And the question, again, Evan, as we just talked about a couple minutes ago, is when do you start to take out some of the starters and feel very comfortable about where you're at?
A lot of that is just kind of preserving. Right now it's 42-6, 6 minutes left. If I'm Santos, I'm definitely going to try to give a break to some of the guys that have been making plays. You're kind of just seeing what you got on the kids who haven't played yet, really.
And it's a touchback there. Jem, she's been running out there a whole lot. I think she's getting a little bit tired. What do you think?
Oh, she's getting so tired she's missing the tee.
Oh,
there. Speaking of it.
Dropped it once, but she's got it.
Somebody give that dog a treat.
You know, it's so great when college football stadiums have traditions, and Jem has become a huge part of that. She knows her role, and you know, you talk about a famous football coach in this area once saying, "Do your job."
Quite. I was just about to say, you hit the nail right on there. Do your job, and that dog does that well.
Of course, a Bill Belichick mantra, and what a stop in the backfield. But this defense has just been unreal since the first touchdown by the Skyhawks, and still their only touchdown.
Zach Aaron right there thought he was your Davian Clowney with that hit stick. Oh, my goodness. Good job right there. All momentum is pointed at UNH right now with that.
So coming up for the Wildcats after this, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, they are bringing in a Bryant team that is new to the CAA. And so after the big win against Holy Cross, they're taking care of business here against Stonehill, and they'll try to keep their New England supremacy in that matchup as Karaha gets hit out of bounds. Nice pickup. It was 2nd and 12 before that play, and now he's made it a 3rd and 3 here for Stonehill.
Man, this is, you see it time and time again. He's trying to get the ball out there to his wide receivers and hasn't been able to find anybody, so he just kind of makes it happen on his own. Hasn't been working for Stonehill yet.
And the only guy that's really been able to pick up yards efficiently on the ground is their quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. He makes it go for this team, but right now he's kind of doing it on his own.
Toscano in on the pressure, and a pass over the middle, incomplete. And we've seen that time and time again tonight, just a lot of pressure on Asher Karaha, and Cole Clark couldn't corral that one in.
I mean, Karaha's doing what he can. He's trying to not get sacked, trying to get his ball to wide receivers. Just sucks, just couldn't really work right there on that catch. He would have been short anyway, but still.
Punting unit on now for the Skyhawks. So I do think, Evan, it seems to be a 2-part story as it's related to the Wildcats defense and why they've been so good defending the pass. There's been consistent pressure, and then on top of that, the cornerbacks, the safeties, they've done their part.
Exactly.
As this punt ultimately gets down right at the 38, which is where the Wildcats will take over. But the Wildcats are lucky because they have so much coaching talent on the defensive side of things. You have Garrett Gillick, and then you have this guy, Scott James, the UNH pass defense coordinator. he was fantastic as the Wildcats, or the Crusaders defensive coordinator for 6 seasons. It's great to have him back in the program, and what an asset now that he is.
I mean, if you're UNH, you just have to welcome him with open arms. He's such a great coach. Does such a good job with the kids, teaching them technical skills. If you're UNH defense, you have 2 guys that are basically could be defensive coordinators anywhere else, and that's such good experience to have in your group.
Give to Cedu still out there, makes the cut, and he ultimately gets tripped up right at the 45-yard line, but a big gain on first down.
I believe that's actually Denzel Gibson again, and kind of back to what we said, though. At this point, this is when you need to actually kind of see what new kids are about. Denzel, this is kind of his first experience actually getting the rock now. Now you got to get to see what he's like and how he can make an impact now, especially now that Isaac Seed's here and Miles Thompson is out as well.
So big gain on first down for the backup running back now in Denzel Gibson with Miles Thomason out. He gets another handoff and another nice gain on first down, picks up 4. So a couple of nice runs to start here for Denzel Gibson. And a redshirt freshman from Illinois, and had already gotten some run this season. He actually got 6 rushes in that game against UCF. He only rushed once against the Crusaders, picked up 1 yard in that game in his lone rushing attempt. But getting some run here against Stonehill, and you know, this is some important game experience for a time maybe in the future in conference play when they might need him.
That's what you just said, Joe. It's exactly what you think. This game seems very winnable now. This is when you want to have kids who haven't had a chance to make an impact or get in yet to kind of see what they're about and get that college experience. Denzel's a kid that they're definitely going to rely on these next couple of years, especially the better he gets and the more exposed he gets to college life, to be honest. Really good north and south runner.
Colby Ramshaw subs in. And then Lemurs comes out now for the Wildcats, so they've got a 3rd and 3. And at this point, they're just milking the clock. 3.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Seth Morgan's thrown for 5 touchdowns. He will air it out and fires it, and it's caught. Hauled in for a first down. That's Josh Fillion on the reception. First time he's gotten into the fun tonight, and another first down for the Wildcats.
I mean, at this point, just anybody, wide receiver, tight end, to just be able to make a play and convert on these first downs. Really impressive to see.
Some sidearm action and an impressive job by Fillion to haul that in. A sophomore, just making his 3rd catch of the season. Last year, 15 receptions, 171 yards in the air. So once again, the Wildcats are on the move. They've taken it to the Skyhawks 32-yard line. 2 receivers split out to the left, man in motion. And a nice defensive stop there. Tackle made by Brock Butler, one of the linebackers for the Skyhawks. Pass for Logan Perez, and Wildcats are ultimately brought back 4 yards.
Yeah, Logan Perez right there. Really not much going on right there. Just missed blocks, but still. 2nd and down, 14. Still got plenty of time left in this game.
So it's Perez and Fillion split out to the right, and we're starting to see those substitutions make their way into the game. And Coach Santos calling for a timeout.
Yeah, Joe, kind of back to what you just said. At this point, this is when you really want to kind of preserve these guys. Some of them are banged up. Some of them might have some nicks and bruises. You don't want anybody getting hurt on a 42-6 game right now that really can make an impact on your team.
So the Wildcats are in full command, up 42-6 here against Stonehill with 2:02 left here in the 3rd quarter. And I think everybody in the Wildcats sideline has to be proud of the way this game has unfolded. It could have been a trap game in a lot of ways, coming off the high of the win at Holy Cross. First win for the Wildcats at Fitton Field since 2012. Yet they have laid the smackdown really from start to finish outside of one touchdown by the Skyhawks. Morgan fires it over the middle, incomplete, looking for Fillion.
Good play right there, just missed it, but I mean, the route is there, he had it, just missed the opportunity. Seth's had a few of those. He's been able to kind of let it fly and make plays, but there has been a few he's missed.
We asked Coach Santos about Seth Morgan and you know how they found him, and that was a question I had just because he played at VMI, he played at Shepherd University. How do you find a guy that's had this experience that might be a little different in terms of playing for a couple different stops? Last stop being Division II. Quick hitter, and the Wildcats pick up a big chunk on third down. Pass there for Logan Perez. So it sets up 4th and short. But Coach Santos telling us that it was in a database pro football focus that they found him and liked the metrics that he posted in his time with Shepherd University. And among all the guys that were out there that would fit the program, he was at the top of the list.
I mean, yeah, even though he's been to a few schools, I mean, he definitely had the stats. He had and apparently he had the ability to lead. So, I mean, if you're Santos, you picked right in this category when it came to wanting a QB like him.
So it's Nick Mazie attempting the field goal, his first of the night. This kick is up, and it is good. So he's had a perfect night. Connected on every extra point, 6 for 6, and now knocking down a field goal. He's 2 for 2 now on the season in that category.
I'll tell you what, man, it's really good to see even that. Took a lot of time off the clock, still able to score. If you're UNH, that's a win. The smile on their faces shows that.
One quarterback to another. And Rick Santos, he obviously knows great quarterbacking, and he saw it tonight from his starting quarterback tonight in Seth Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, Santos, a legendary QB in the college level. He's able to work with some of these kids and really bring the best out of them. Max Brosmer was around for Santos' entire career, and look what he did. Just that's the kind of player Santos is. Just the ability to develop these kids is really impressive.
I still a lot of love for Max Brosmer as well. When we talked to Coach Santos about Max, he said, he expects him to make it to the NFL in some capacity moving forward. And I remember talking to him last year. He said the exact same thing. This will head into the back of the end zone. Skyhawks will take over at their 25-yard line. And so a 44-yard field goal for Nick Mazie is Jem, the Dungeon Dog, back at it again. Yeah, she really has been busy.
This poor dog starting getting delirious.
This dog deserves all the treats.
Nice long break.
Got a dog can handle. So Rick Santos just has to feel good about where his team is right now. They will very likely, barring an absolute miracle, will go to 2-1. Give up the middle. And once again, a running back for the Skyhawks stuffed by this defensive line. Once again, it is Marcus Crawford on the rushing attempt, third string quarterback or running back for the Skyhawks. But you talked about Rick Santos and what he did in his college career. I mean, this is a guy that made it to the UNH Athletics Hall of Fame because of what he accomplished as a player, a Walter Payton Award winner, 4-time All-Conference first-team member, CAA Offensive Player of the Year one season. I mean, he was remarkable as a player, and I do think it helps to have him as your head coach to know what good quarterbacking looks like, and he also has the ability to connect with a quarterback in a specific game about specific situations.
I mean, back to what you said, if you're a program, you want a head coach with that kind of experience. Kids look up to that kind of stuff. He knows exactly what each of these kids have been through. I mean, even when I was an athlete here, I looked up to Santos, so it definitely, I 100% agree with you. It's good to have someone like that, your helmet on the team.
Skyhawks pick up the first down as the clock winds down here in the third quarter. And that'll very likely be the final play of the third quarter. And it will. Wildcats up by 39 as they continue to pour it on here against the Skyhawks. Another productive quarter for this Wildcats team. They're in full command, up by 39 against the Skyhawks. Jem, the Dension dog, has to love what she's seen from the club. 17 third quarter points for the Wildcats, and they have now outscored the Skyhawks 38-0 since Stonehill scored a touchdown. Full command as we go to the fourth quarter next here on Flow Sports. Well, Seth Morgan is now in rare company. He has tied the UNH record for passing touchdowns in a game, and he ties the man that is his head coach, Rick Santos. How about that?
I mean, hey, if I'm them, let's have a conversation. I know we were talking about maybe taking them out and let other people have a chance. Why don't we break this record, huh?
We'll see if they ultimately leave him out there. I doubt they will with what the score currently is, as that pass is broken up. The UNH defense still has been unrelenting since giving up a touchdown on the first drive of the game for Stonehill.
I mean, still, even with the score like it is, you still have people being relentless to the ball and making plays.
That's TJ Farrell who broke up that pass. So how about that? Tying your head coach, who's already a legend here at this school, and you saw the smiles between the two of them. Karaha rolls out to his right and still has some time. The pressure didn't come, and it's incomplete.
Really good job trying to make something out of nothing. But back to what you said about Seth. With all this success he's having, this is only going to boost his confidence for the rest of the season. I think this is really important to see that him doing. So really good to see. And for Carrara, doing what you can, nothing really there. Almost made a good play, but pass breakup.
You can see Kenyatta Forbes Jr., he was, I think, trying to decide, okay, do I stay back to break up the pass if it comes my direction, or do I continue to go after Karaha?
Kenyatta's another kid I get to look after with my job. Another kid who definitely has time to prove himself.
And that pass ultimately airmails Jacob Flynn, so 4th down and 10. With 14:41 remaining. You do get to know these football players extremely well. I mean, how cool is that for you as an alum, former UNH running back, to now still have that connection from a different perspective with the program?
You know, I think it's kind of just a full circle moment. As an athlete, I usually struggle academically, so that's why I knew I wanted to kind of like impact and make a change. I knew I always wanted to come and work here, whether it be UNH coaches like Coach Mack, Santos, Casey DeAndre, all these guys that I played with or coached with, always coming back. So I always knew I wanted to make a difference. So it's definitely a cool experience to kind of work with the new generation.
Good kick return and a tackle made at the 45-yard line. That was Logan Perez. So we're getting to see some of these reserves, come up and make an impact here. And
oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, Miles Thomason, he was the backup kick return player for the Wildcats. He's obviously out, and especially where this game is at, they want to see what this guy can do.
Yeah, I believe Logan Perez is a freshman. No, he's doing a really good job right now, making an impact.
And he gets them in pretty good field position right now. Yeah, and I think this is the time that we're going to see the freshmen really step up for this team and see what they can do. And you're right, he is a freshman, and we'll see what the rest of these young guys ultimately have, as we do have a substitution at the quarterback position. And it is now number 9 instead of number 7. It's Matt Veza who takes over.
And I'll tell you what, Joe, one thing that's definitely cool with now the new redshirt rule is like you'll have freshmen be able to play at least 4 games and still redshirt. I think that's kind of cool just to break kids in and get used to the college lifestyle. 'Cause from high school to college, it is a big difference no matter what level you're on. So having 4 games of experience is definitely important.
Yeah, this is the second game that he's appeared in his career. Barry Kleinpeter giving the handoff. That's interesting to see.
I would say I've definitely seen him during practice play running back, so it's good to see him kind of out there. He's honestly a dynamic runner. I know he plays quarterback, but he runs low, definitely a hard hitter. He's kind of a do-it-all. He's like a Swiss Army knife.
And that's exactly why that I was a little surprised to see him on the run, because he's one of the quarterbacks on this roster. And as we talked about earlier, Seth Morgan was competing for the starting job with both Veza and Kleinpeter, and Coach Santos feels good about those 2 guys, but just like what Morgan brought to the table, and you can see it now for good reason. A little floating pass to Kleinpeter that gets broken up. Veza actually threw a touchdown last year in the game at Monmouth, and that was something that Coach Santos said went into consideration for who'd be the starting quarterback, and how big it was for Veza to step up in that game.
I think if you give him 1 more year of development under Santos, he's definitely going to be a future player that's going to make a lot of impact around here. Definitely a really good player. He's really smart, very capable of being a starter on this level.
Wildcats actually won that game 31-24 at Monmouth. So on 4th down, it's booted away. Oh, collision there right around the 18-yard line, and you see the flags fly. Incidental contact. There was no intent there, but regardless, the Wildcats will be penalized.
I mean, yeah, you're trying to hit the kid, but we got to be a little bit smart.
So 15-yard penalty going against the Wildcats on that collision. So take another look at the play.
He should be very fortunate that wasn't a targeting. That looked like a really bad hit. Almost led with his head, but still. Can't do something like that. Okay, no, actually, no. Not too bad.
And again, it didn't seem like there was any, intent there. I think it was just not, focusing enough. I wanted to go back to Veza. That touchdown pass he threw against Monmouth last year. That was the decider in that game. The 31-24 win for UNH. So, yeah, we talked about the question marks coming into the season for UNH and where they stand according to the people around the CAA. They were picked 7th, and this was a team that was picked toward the top of the conference last year. They may be proving people wrong, but I actually wonder if as a team, they're having some fun with this, maybe being doubted a little bit after last season.
You have to, and honestly, I think as a program, we're used to something like that, especially throughout history. I think we take pride in being an underdog, and this is why we usually take advantage of home openers and home games, because this is when we usually get to prove who we are to the CAA, to be very honest with you.
And you think about the star talent, or the star power that the Wildcats had last year. It's a nice run there by Washington. Sets up a first down. Another give to him, and he picks up 4 this time. So takes it right around the 50-yard line. Think about the star power that the Wildcats had last year. With some of the guys that are still here, the Josiah Silvers, the Flex Ruizes on the defensive side of things, but obviously those 2 guys offensively, Max Brosmer and Dylan Lauby. Not to say that they let that get to their heads necessarily, but there is something about having the target on your back. And this team, when you looked at the tail of the tape by season's end, they just weren't sound enough in terms of defending the pass, and they lost a lot of close games because of that.
Yeah, I think it's just a tough one where you had such a dynamic offense and just falling short on some of these losses. Like, it's not like they were getting blown out every game. They were all very close games, and that's something you hate to see. You missed on playoff contention, but now this is kind of just the proving it this next season. You're trying to make a difference. You're trying to get back to the playoffs. You're trying to win the CAA again. So right now they're showing that they're able to make that contention again.
As for the Stonehill team, we haven't talked about recently as they try to make more of a game out of this. Another give to Washington. So 1st and 10 now for the Skyhawks, who are marching down the field. This is their 3rd year in Division I, and they've actually had a nice uphill climb through their first 2 years in Division I. So they started off 2-5 in 2022, making the jump from D2 to D1. And their first year in the NEC, I beg your pardon, first year in the NEC, they went 2-5 within the conference, and they went 4-5 overall. Last year, 5-5 overall, but they do go 4-3 in conference action, and they were tied for 2nd. And so I think they like what they've seen in terms of the climb here, from this group.
And I mean, to be very honest with you, it makes a lot of sense. Like, going from D2 to D1, you're going to have some rough patches. But it seems back to what you said. As long as they're making that upward trend of making success and having progress, I think that's what you want to see if you're Stonehill.
Another handoff, and another nice chunk taken by Xavion Woodard. He's been handling the running back carries for majority of this game alongside Washington. And then on top of that, you have Marcus Crawford, who has also pitched in there. So it sets up 3rd and 4. And you saw on that graphic that was just shown, this team is still ineligible for the FCS playoffs for not only this year, but next year as well. So yeah, I can imagine as a student athlete, as happy as you are to be playing college football, and this program has done a really nice job too, there is a part of it that has to be a little difficult.
It's a little disappointing. I would love to kind of hear the explanation of why you have to be ineligible just for going up. Because
I think I'm with you.
Guys work hard. They play hard. I mean, can you imagine? I'm not saying if it'll ever happen. Like if Stonehill went undefeated and then you get to the end and it's just like, nope, sorry. So for me, I don't really get it. But I mean, as long as you're still in that situation, just make an impact, and as long as you get better, for Stonehill, that's a win.
Skyhawks take a timeout. So with 9:31 remaining here in the 4th quarter, both the Wildcats and the Skyhawks have 2 timeouts apiece. So where does their schedule go next after this game? Well, they're going to be playing against Sacred Heart. That'll be a home game. Then they'll have a bye, and then they'll take on Wagner after that. So in terms of where they slotted in terms of the Northeast Conference preseason poll, they were picked to finish 5th behind Duquesne, St. Francis University, Robert Morris, and LIU. Wagner and CCSU picked after them. But in the NEC Media Day, Eli Gardner, their head coach, said, I like where our program is going. He was asked, do you feel like you're seeing the upward trajectory? Do you think you've surpassed it? He said, I feel like we've hit where we wanted to go, and also then some as well. And now the question is, how do they continue to build on it?
For him, I definitely agree. And, I mean, I know the score is not reflecting a growth or expansion because this is the 2nd year in a row that we've kind of done this to them. But I'll tell you what, from going to the second division and still even having contention and being in a new conference and still winning, that's definitely progress you want to see.
Jonathan Collins Jr. on the tackle there. And a loss of a couple on that rushing attempt. So a little under 9 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Wildcats well on their way to a victory, up by 39 against the Skyhawks. And it's been 38 unanswered points for UNH. Pass to the near sideline, a nice pickup, and another first down now for the Skyhawks. That is Eden Henry, his first reception of the night.
I believe Will Cody was on that tackle. I'm going through the depth chart just to make sure I get names right, but definitely good to see this many new UNH kids trying to get out there and making plays. Now it's still, what, 8 minutes left? Hopefully they get a stop on this.
Only the 7th completion of the night for Karaha. 7 for 21 in the air. Give up the middle. Woodard. I'm going to say he picked up 4 yards. Nice job rushing through some traffic.
Man, I'll tell you what, I mean, still running the run game. I know it is where it hasn't been, but it's still good to see them at least trying to make progress, trying to finish strong in this game. A lot hasn't gone their way these past couple of quarters now.
And I wanted to bring the context of where we're at in the game up right now. You in your UNH career, you had a chance to start. You had a chance to come, be one of the backups. What is it like to come into a game as the end around doesn't pick up much there to set up third down? What is it like when you're in that backup spot and you come into a game when the score is already so lopsided?
I mean, that's such a good question. I think you make the most out of it, and it just depends on the kid. You can look at it as, oh, I got to get warmed up, I'm getting scrub minutes, but, I mean, in the bigger picture, this is your moment to show your coaches you should be out there. You should be making plays. You should be scoring. I think everybody in the program has had to gone through that at some point. So I think instead of having a bad attitude about it, you should make the most of your opportunity.
Swing pass to Woodard. He picks up the first down. He rumbles toward the end zone, bowls out, and the Skyhawks are able to jump on it. Cole Clark, the tight end, able to corral the football, but incredible work by the Wildcats defense. Let's see who got their hands on it.
I mean, I tell you what, though, to almost have a score and almost pull up a turnover is so impressive. Yeah, right there.
That was Jackson Stone, one of the safeties, who ripped it out. Number 32, you see it just ripped out of the hands of Woodard. That would have been an incredible takeaway if the Wildcats jumped on it.
Again, making the most out of your opportunity. You literally single-handedly just stopped the score. I know you didn't get the turnover, but you definitely just prevented that from happening. That's really great.
Give up the middle and another short gain on the ground. This time it's Marcus Crawford. So we're seeing all the running backs get into the fun here on this possession as the Skyhawks are looking to just end the unanswered run here by the Wildcats. We're under 6 minutes remaining.
Yeah, and I think if you're Stonehill, that's why we see so many people on the depth chart where they're trying to figure out who can really get this offense going. Obviously, the quarterback this entire game has been making an impact, and I think they're trying to find somebody else on this offense to make something happen.
Stonehill, they're about to fall to 20-7 all-time against teams from the state of New Hampshire. Karaha to the end zone, incomplete. Once again, the Wildcats defense stepping up. This time, it's Sean Webb who's able to break up that pass.
I mean, I tell you what, he almost made a Sports Center top 10 play if he almost one-handed catch that. That was really impressive. Just missed it. Really impressive. But again, another redshirt freshman making a play.
This is a game that Scott James, Garrett Killick, they have to be smiling on the sidelines just watching the way the defense has been able to attack Stonehill.
If you're on the opposite side of the ball, just everything is going your way right now, and your team is responding well to this adversity.
Karaha to the end zone and incomplete. Aaron Fields could not come up with it, so that now sets up 4th and 7. No other spot for the Skyhawks. Down by this much, they have to go for it.
Yeah, there's really no point of getting a field goal at this point. You definitely need to make the most out of it and try to get some points on the board and score.
And just like for the Wildcats, the Skyhawks, they've gone deep into their reserves as well. Aaron Fields getting some run.
Yeah, I think at this point, if you're Stonehill, you just got to find someone who's willing to make a play.
And so for the Skyhawks, it's, now they're staring at an 0-2 start and 2 lopsided losses against CAA teams as they use a timeout here. So they only have 1 timeout remaining. Again, we're 5:08 left from this game coming to an end and being a Wildcats victory. Just to go back to the record against teams in the Granite State, they have won 17 games in a row against one of their longtime rivals in the Division II ranks, and that's St. Anselm College. But they have had some trouble against the Wildcats now in both of these meetings. One last year, they lost 51-17, and now this one.
Yeah, both times these two teams have competed, it's been very lopsided. And still, if you're Stonehill, the whole point of it is now just trying to finish strong and just gain experience and move on to the next one if you're at this point.
Wildcats sideline jumping up and down. They're trying to pump up this defense, which is great to see, up this many points and still being so heavily invested in the game.
Definitely great sign or a good example of what a team really is about. You have probably the starters and all the offensive players trying to support these new guys and make a play.
So they get pushed back 5 yards, a penalty. So I'll snap it from the Wildcats 12. 4th down. Karaha looking to the end zone, and he's brought down. Another sack for the Wildcats defense. And the exclamation point on a magnificent performance from the defense.
Again, I think that was Willie Cody on the play. Really good stop right there for UNH defense.
Wildcats have dominated all night long, offensively, defensively. The Skyhawks have had no answer. UNH leads by 39. Nothing but smiles from Seth Morgan. He has tied a UNH record with 6 touchdown passes tonight, and he ties his head coach in Rick Santos, who also threw 6 touchdowns in a game for the Wildcats. This has been a fun night here at Wildcat Stadium. You just see the jubilation on that sideline, and yes, it's only 1 win, and yes, there's still a lot of season left, but this is a great sign for this UNH team.
100%. I think just this whole game, everything has gone their way. Handled adversity, had the ball rolling, made some stops, really great team win, and all this will do is just boost team morale for the rest of the season. And
so it's Matt Veza quarterbacking. Incomplete on the pass attempt there. He's still looking for his first completion since taking over.
Again, I really think Veza is going to make a difference. Hopefully he makes the best out of this opportunity.
And it looks like it's Kleinpeter set up to the left of him again. So this has been an interesting development to see tonight. Handoff to him. Kleinpeter evades one tackle and spins into another. He picks up two.
And Joe, back to kind of what you said with the running back room being a little slim with Miles being out. You want to preserve Isaac. You want to keep giving Denzel a chance. Now you got to get to see what the old quarterback is about. I think that's definitely what UNH looks for. You got look for guys who can kind of play multiple positions, whether it be Dylan, Lobby, some guys who are just like Swiss Army knives. You use them for any kind of situation.
And that is a big question for the Wildcats, and you see it at the college level, you see it in the NFL. You can never have enough running back depth. Veza fires it, and that is just going to be about a half-yard shy of a first down. It was Sam Brecker who comes in and hauls that one in. So again, a lot of these young players getting some run now for UNH.
I'll tell you what, though. 4th and short, you gotta ask a question. Do you want to keep trying to move the chains? Looks like that's exactly what they're doing.
And you figure, why not? You know,
at this point,
you're getting these young guys a chance to play, and
now you gotta get them experience to kind of just new scenarios, especially if 4th and short.
First career reception for Brecker there. Give up the middle. Kleinpeter is able to spin his way to a first down. He's looked impressive out there.
Like I said, I told you, he's a really good, actually, elusive runner. Runs really hard.
So in his career, Kleinpeter, 12 rushes, 28 yards coming into tonight's action, but this is the first time that we're seeing him as a running back. I mean, he was doing that, the other rushing as a quarterback.
Hopefully we get to kind of see how they sling the ball a little bit. I know they're probably just trying to kill time right now.
The give. And some extracurriculars after the play.
A little bit of an aggressive tackle.
That was Nino Icavino on the rush this time. So the Wildcats going deep into their bench to get some guys some game reps.
I believe Nino is a team favorite. They really want to see him kind of make an impact out there.
Two receivers split out to the left, one to the right. It's Matt Veza on after Seth Morgan dominated tonight, throwing for 387 yards and 6 touchdowns. Veza fires it to the sideline, pass caught. First down, Wildcats. It's Dylan Evans on the reception, and that takes us to the 2-minute timeout. So the reserves are showing out here for UNH. Wildcats have 24 first downs now tonight. They continue to move the chains. Only 2 minutes remaining. UNH leading 45-6 against Stonehill.
Keeping the lights on. It's about living life. We're there when you flip the light switch, and we're there when you turn up the thermostat. But we're not just a utility company. We're residents, citizens, neighbors, parents, friends, teammates. And to keep our community going, we're here to get the job done, because we all need energy. Unitil, your utility, your community.
We're the team behind your team and your school. We're also the team our customers rely on. Wherever things are getting done, powered up, and made better with Caterpillar equipment in the Northeast, you'll find Milton Cat. the team prepared for every challenge. Milton Cat, always ready.
Seth Morgan still having some fun on the sideline. It's been his night. The marching bands too. They were out at halftime doing a fantastic job as they always do. Alongside Evan Gray, I'm Joe Weil. We appreciate you joining us on this Saturday evening. A career night for Seth Morgan. He ties a UNH record with 6 touchdown passes. He spread the wealth. A couple of UNH players with multiple touchdowns. Joey Corcoran with 3 and Caleb Burke with 2. With 2 minutes remaining, the reserves now out. It's Matt Veza. Icavino in the backfield. Veza airs this out. This ball is caught, hauled in inside the 20. Great pass from Veza, and he's able to connect for a big completion downfield.
I believe that was Dylan Evans on the catch, am I right? Yes, it is. Freshman, true freshman. Really great catch right there. Had the speed, beat one-on-one coverage. That's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, Dylan Evans fired up at the sideline. He bumps into Coach Santos. I mean, everybody's getting in on the fun tonight.
That's exactly what you want to see. Like a freshman just making the most out of an opportunity, getting out there, even despite the score, making a play. Yep, now it's like we're just about to need it.
The Wildcats set the tone with a touchdown on their first drive. The Stonehill Skyhawks, they did respond with a touchdown of their own, but after that, it's been all UNH. 38 unanswered points from the Wildcats in their home opener, and they're going to improve to 18-2 over their last 20 home openers.
What a great team win, and now that all that really will do is just boost morale for the rest of the season. This is the kind of offense and defense capabilities you want to see for the rest of the season.
One more knee will do it. Matt Veza knees it. And the story of the night, the offense with some career performances. Seth Morgan making his first career start as a home player here at Wildcat Stadium, and he throws for 6 touchdowns, tying a UNH record that was held by his head coach, Rick Santos. Domination from the Wildcats, and they take their home opener 40. The Wildcats take their home opener 45-6 against the Stonehill Skyhawks, and UNH improves to 2-1 on the season.
I mean, back to what you said, Joe, just what a great team win. You want to see that in your home opener. Really happy to see Seth really kind of show what he's capable of. Take this experience and just roll into the next season, or next game, I mean.
And the Wildcats will begin their CAA slate taking on the Bryant Bulldogs, but UNH offensively were able to air it out to their liking. First home game of the season, Jem the Dungeon Dog, the home fans fired up pretty much from start to finish. This was quite a showing from UNH. 6 touchdowns from Seth Morgan. He did it so many different ways, including the flea flicker, and he connected with Joey Corcoran 3 times, Caleb Burke for 2 times, and Colby Ramshaw once for the 6 touchdowns. The coat came out, so did the sword, and the Wildcats dominate against the Stonehill Skyhawks. 2-1 now in the season. Want to thank our director, Dylan Hand, our graphics men, Jason Keene and Aiden Murphy, our entire production crew, and alongside the great Evan Gray, I'm Joe Weil signing off. UNH wins 45-6 against the Skyhawks here in Durham, New Hampshire.